In the landscape of figure photography, one group strived for tangible and dynamic displays.
No time to explain, dead in the rows!
Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's go.
We are live, Bug.
Oh, we are live. Yes, sir.
We're officially back at it.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene. It's the bigger love of the family.
The Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast is filmed in front of a live virtual audience and is funded in part by viewers just like you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog Nice coming at you with the Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast, episode 7000. I'm your host, Boog Nice. Got my boys with me. D. Walt, Rick Dom, Pancheesy is with us in astral form, but he will be here in the physical shortly. How you guys doing this evening?
Chilling, man. Good evening, gentlemen. Been a while.
How's my my audio? Can you hear me okay?
Crystal clear.
And very crispy indeed, sir.
Cool. So, how was your past?
Hold on. What are we doing? How come most of you are on black screens? Nobody's gonna be on camera tonight but me?
I mean, I literally just came in from a run, so
I kept on the table.
I look nutty.
All right, fine.
Poncho's going to be on, but
yeah, P will be on.
He's on his way home. He give him 10 minutes. He's very speedy in his Nissan Leaf.
Expeditious. All right.
Yeah, he's electric, brother. He's saving the world.
Nobody's gonna say boogie woogie woogie. All right, I'll say it. Boogie woogie woogie. He's electric. All right, let's get it popping, man.
No doubt. Well, before we actually jump into things, let's do a couple of rest in powers. First and foremost, rest in power to Peter David, passed away this past week, right?
Talked about that. Yeah.
Okay, so big, obviously huge comic book writer, creative in the spot. I did see an article or a post from somebody saying, I mean, we keep seeing this when like comic book legends or people adjacent to comic books and toys and what have you pass away. Like, I don't know, man, in their prime or in their what's the term when you in your upper years, your twilight years or whatever.
Twilight. He was 68.
You know, that things weren't all it was cracked up to be. The grass is not always green on the other side type of deal. So that's unfortunate, but again, a legend nonetheless. Rest in peace to Peter David. Also, somebody from within the community, somebody I think that we all know. Rest in peace to Ed Noto, aka the Budget Jedi. We learned that he passed away this week. I believe his wife took over his Facebook and posted up, and obviously a lot of people had nothing but nice things to say about Ed. I definitely met Ed in person a couple times. Wonderful dude. A big inspiration in the collector community. And I hadn't seen him post up on the Budget Jedi channel in a long time, but
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, I was on there looking for like when was the latest post, and it's actually been a couple of years, which was odd on his YouTube. Do we know if his wife or if anyone in the family is throwing up any kind of a GoFundMe or anything like that, in donating to any charitable organizations on his behalf?
I'm not sure. I will reach out and see, test the waters. You got to be easy with that type of thing when it's obviously still fresh. This was sudden, I don't think anybody saw it coming. So that's always hits a little harder, more devastating. So again, my condolences to his family, to his sons, his wife, and yeah, rest in power to Ed Noto, aka Budget Jedi. All right. Is there any other like news on the outer rim of toys and stuff that we need to mention? Anything important that we need to mention? Well, tell me about your weeks. Tell me about David. Tell me about your last 7 months. I don't know. I haven't talked to you in a little while. Not on the live, at least. Obviously,
not here, not on the cast.
Yeah.
What's been going on, man? I won't go 7 months, but the family and I just got back from a really cool trip from Memorial Day. We went to Savannah for the first time, which was kind of cool.
Savannah, Georgia?
Yeah, Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
It's out on the Gulf of America.
Not the Gulf of America.
Excellent.
We had a good time, man. It was actually, it's funny. Now that my son is older, he just finished 11th grade. My wife tried to surprise us with a trip. And this dude is like on grown man business. He was like, "Oh, guys, I can't go on a surprise trip. I got work this weekend." And so it was funny because we kind of let him stay and do his thing here at the house on his Ferris Bueller day off type shit. And just
really,
house. Yeah, man, it was crazy. Savannah's only like 3 hours away, 3.5 hours. So, but he was able to hold down the house for the first time, and we got all kinds of security and shit here,
cameras, all that. Yeah, no doubt.
We had a good time there. My wife and kid were giving me a hard time because I was on the hunt for this fucking McFarlane Hawk Girl variant while I was there. That GameStops and every day, because they're getting like random drops and they don't know when it's coming or if it's coming. On GameStop, and I was like, "Hi, can you check this item number for me?" And luckily, I got some really cool GameStop people. They did let me know that they have 3 GameStops in Savannah, and 2 out of the 3 had Hawk Girl in, but none of them had the classic yellow shirt variant that I'm looking for. So, yeah. And outside of that, man, just been catching up on some stuff, filling some holes in the collection, opening up some stuff, setting up some stuff in my room. I was telling you guys the other day how I've set up my damn Tony Stark armory with like, I don't know, 40 or so different Iron Men, and it keeps falling down because of this wall that I have it on. I have it on like a floating shelf, and where this wall is, there's a door that connects to this wall on the other side. And so every time one of my kids walks through that door and like closes it hard, all of that shit falls off the shelf. Yeah. So I've set that up like 6 different times, and it's been hell. But outside of that, man, just working. Q1 was busy for me at work. A lot of travel. Was in a was in a tornado for work for one trip. Just dodged that big tornado that hit St. Louis. I was there for that week, and then I changed my flight to fly out on Thursday, and then that tornado hit on Friday. So
That's
I
crazy.
Missed my second tornado in St. Louis by like a couple hours, which is kind of crazy. But outside of that, man, just out here grinding, not non-A.C.B. grinding. A.C.B. grinding.
No doubt. Rick, how about you? What's going on with you, my brother?
Not much. I think the only thing that's really happened since last time we were on is I went to a local con with Sir Vin's Figs, and
Nice.
we got the Blockies Megatron, that big ass one that comes with the throne. That is a great figure. Highly recommend it. So that was good. We got it from Toy Arena. They come to our local con, and yeah, that was dope. And I think, dude, if I'm being honest, I think that's the only thing of note that I've done in our time away.
Okay.
Can't think of anything else.
Nice. All right. pretty much the same thing with me. Been filling up some holes in the collection, picking up quite a few things in the past couple of weeks. Some old, some new. I did get this lizard, the No Way Home lizard, which is pretty fun, pretty cool. I got the X-Force 2-pack with Warpath and X-23. I got the Archangel. I got some things that I haven't touched yet that are at my mom's house, which is, I guess, Titania. I don't know. Shout out to my man Hannibal Beast, aka Nick Fury. He was by here or down here from where he resides for this past weekend, and he picked up my last 2 Detolfs. I sold all of my Detolfs. I have all of my new cases. I didn't build them just yet, but I posted this on Instagram. I'm probably like 2 weeks out from being completely set up in the new office.
Hell yeah.
Feeling real happy about that. I got a lot of things I want to work on in terms of like permanent displays and things that'll just be up in here and the overall feel and look. So yeah, feeling real good about that. But otherwise than that, it's been working. It's busy season at work. And because it's intern season basically, so it's a lot of interns coming in. So I've just been super duper busy with that. But everything is good. Everything is very, very good right now.
So, hey, hold up though. You don't collect MCU shit?
Not really.
So are you getting just all of the Spider-Man people? Like, did you get Jamie Foxx Electro too?
I did actually, because I wanted to like complete that crew.
Yeah.
And Jamie Foxx had went on sale this past week, and it was like $20 or something like that. So I got Fox and Lizard at the same time. I had already had Doc Ock and Norman, but I had never opened them. And I think that I have Sandman somewhere in a box of unopened things that I haven't opened. I also said this on Instagram too, like, yo, I have a like ridiculous amount of things that I haven't opened over the past year too. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a lot of stuff to get to. But yeah, with the MCU stuff, if it's a Build-A-Figure, I'll definitely get it. And if it's something that I want to use for kit bashing for hands and heads and whatever, then I'll get it. But I was looking at my like whole MCU collection and was just like, do I need like half of this shit? Like a lot of this stuff I might start offloading. But yeah. So yeah, any news we want to touch on before we get to kind of like the main event in terms of this Hasbro live stream the other day and all of the other news, because it's been pretty slow in terms of news for the past few weeks.
Yeah, when Comic-Con is gearing up, these companies really do tighten up the lip, and don't put too much out. Except for Legends this past week, that was pretty crazy. I mean, we knew they were going to have this stream, but we didn't know it was going to be this crazy.
Yeah,
it makes you wonder. Like, even though that we've all seen the leaked list for the year, them doing all of those major reveals like a couple of weeks out from Comic-Con is actually kind of nutty.
Yeah, it's pretty big, which probably means that it's even more stuff than maybe we even anticipated that will be shown off and announced at San Diego Comic-Con, which is just almost 2 months out now, I guess.
Yeah, that's the nutty part about all of it. That's what I was implying. It's like, if this is what y'all felt comfortable revealing prior to the con, what do y'all have up your sleeves for the con?
Right.
So that's actually, building up some anticipation in that regard.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we could jump in. I guess P will be here shortly. We're not going to be able to really screen share until he gets here. So if we want to stall a little bit more, again, is there anything else?
There are some cool movies coming up. There are some TV show shit that's going down.
You know what? I literally just watched Captain America today because it was on Disney Plus.
The first one?
No,
the new one.
The newest one.
Oh,
it just came out this week.
One.
You said what?
The Anthony Mackie one.
Yeah.
I say the first one because I was talking to my daughter last night, and I made some reference to Captain America, and she was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "From Captain America." And she was like, "Oh, I never saw that." And I was like, "You never saw Captain America?" And she was like, "No, Dad, I never saw any of those early Avengers movies."
Yeah, that was some years ago. First Captain America.
She was like, "I wasn't born," and I was like, "Oh."
I was gonna say, even if she's wrong and she did watch them, she must have been mad young. There's like no way she'd remember.
Right.
So she did like her own little marathon today. Because I was like, "Oh, I could watch them with you," and she was like, "And talk through the whole thing." No, thank you. So
said,
she was
turn off that commentary track, big dog.
Yeah, so she watched Captain America today, the first one, and then she watched Iron Man 1 and 2 for the first time today, and she was coming in trying to give me like her commentary, and then like these like revelations and connections that she was making from like the latter movies, like Endgame and whatever, and like callbacks, and she was like, "Oh, so that's why." And like she didn't know that there was a switch between Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle. Yeah, she was gassed to come and tell me that. She was like, "Who is this dude that's War Machine?"
I really like looking back on that now. Like, could you have really seen Terrence Howard continue on and be War Machine throughout Endgame and all these other movies? Like, what?
There's no way, man.
Hell yeah, man. I personally could have. I like Terrence Howard, and I think that they had a good chemistry in the first movie.
I mean, all right, but he's a little nutty in real life, huh? We talked about that.
Yeah, he's crazy. Right? This dude is nutty.
Nutty. But I liked him in that role, and I feel like he would have brought some different type of characterization. I feel like even though Don Cheadle is a good actor, I feel like he has never had the opportunity to shine in the role as Rhodey. Like the scene where he does the like choke for baby Thanos was funny. And then when he does the thing with the party where he talks about dropping off the tank and is like, boom, like those are his two.
Drop moments. This.
Yeah, drop this. In like all of these movies, those are his two standout moments.
Oh no, there's a third one. It's where they're trying to lift Thor's hammer, and he goes, "Come on, man, represent." And they're like trying to lift up the hammer together.
And he like has on the jetpack arm, whatever.
Yeah. Are you even trying, man? Come on, represent.
So yeah, okay. So then they did have some good chemistry moments. It was there, but yeah, I like.
Yeah.
You know what I think it is with both Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle is that neither one of them really like scream like military man to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I can see that too.
I think they could have definitely still done better. I feel like Don Cheadle was still a much better pick.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, actually, yeah. So let me not cut you off. So you watched Brave New World today.
Yeah.
What did you think? I'm sure by now we can have spoiler-free or spoiler-filled conversations. It's been a while.
It was kind of bad, man.
Oh shit!
Yo, you know what's funny is like, and you feel me, as Black people, we could get a little touchy with white people saying some shit about some of these movies where the lead character or is a Black person, and like it could be a little funny. So I try to put my bias aside and like really, I had just read somebody's take of it before I watched it too, like the day before, and I was just like, this motherfucker just hating. And then at every point throughout the movie, I was just like, he was actually pretty spot on. This shit is kind of bad, but it was a few good moments, but I felt like the action sequences didn't look great. I felt like the CGI didn't look great. The effects didn't look great. I felt like some of it was like slow and labored and like, I don't know. It's something about, I guess, the Russo brothers directing that is just more superior. That's just better. The action sequences weren't really great, and yeah, I didn't hate it. It was cool to just watch in the comfort, of home, and like, but I didn't love it. I didn't love it.
Yeah, and I do think that this film being cut up so much really fucked it up. Like, I mean, we had a whole fucking villain group completely taken out of this fucking film.
Correct.
Like, I wish they would have kept it and we could have seen what was up. Like,
What do you mean? What was taken out?
The Serpent Society.
Okay.
yeah, Serpent Society. Yeah.
Serpent Society were supposed to be. I don't know if they were going to be no, they never would have been the main villain, but they were supposed to be secondary villains with multiple members from that team. Apparently, they did that Marvel thing where even in this version of the movie, there are still members of the Serpent Society present in the film. They're like not named and not called out by name in the movie, and I hate when they do that shit.
Yeah.
I know this is going to be a hot take, and I'm gonna say it with full confidence because I get a black card pass, but I don't think Anthony Mackie is him, bro. Like I've seen a lot of dudes' movies, and to me, he does not give lead actor charisma. He doesn't have presence, and it sucks because while he was good and likable as Falcon, I think had they had that roadmap and been like, yo, eventually somewhere down the line, we're going to end up passing the mantle of Captain America from Chris Evans to whoever this actor is going to be playing Falcon. In my heart of hearts, I feel like they may have second guessed their opinion of selecting Anthony Mackie for that role. Because if you saw, well, you ain't see this shit. I know you ain't see Black Adam, but I forget his name right now off the top of my head. But the dude who played Hawkman in Black Adam, who's now on a show called Cross, where he's the detective Alex Cross in DC. Much better presence, much better charisma. He was great as Hawkman, and I feel like he would have been a really good Falcon, but would have been an even better Captain America, Sam Wilson Captain America. Yeah, and I think that's a big problem for that film.
I'm kind of with you on Anthony Mackie's overall presence and just like commanding that particular role. I never really thought that deep into it. You know, I definitely felt like something was missing or something was off there, but yeah. So it's unfortunate. Like I said, it was cool to just watch and anticipate what you already knew was going to come in. We talked about this months ago. Rick had mentioned this, that it kind of like killed it, that we already knew the big plot point. I think you mentioned this too. So I also didn't even really love Harrison Ford in that role, honestly. Like I felt like he was phoning that shit in. Like nobody's performance was phenomenal to me. Like it was
and I mean, why go with Harrison Ford?
Yep.
Right.
He's so old. Did they not learn their lesson?
Right. Yeah.
And again, actually, let's pause. What's up, P?
Oh, we can't hear you.
What's up, dude? How are you?
Good, man. I didn't want us to keep talking and you're in the room. And
no, it's okay. It's fine.
Presence, man. Last thing on this from me. That movie did not need Harrison Ford. I don't think that Harrison Ford is the box office draw that Hollywood thinks he is these days. Rest in peace to, what's the actor's name who was Thunderbolt Ross before, who passed away?
I forget his name, but yeah.
It'll come to me in a minute. But rest in peace to him. There were a million other options and roads they could have taken for Thunderbolt Ross, so he could have been a continued character in the MCU. Harrison Ford is not going to want to do multiples of these films. I'm surprised he wanted to do this one, and 100% agree that he phoned it in and added nothing to the character, in my opinion. I think that could have been anybody else.
Yeah. All right. How about Thunderbolts? Anybody see that yet?
I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What'd y'all think about that? I haven't seen it yet, but
it was okay.
It was
good. It was a movie.
I thought it was good. I don't quite think that it's as amazing as some people make it out to be. Like a lot of people have this film in their top 5.
Really?
I am not one of those people.
Top 5 what? Movies of this year?
Top 5
MCU.
Okay, MCU movies.
Top 5 movies of that month that released. can't be top 5 in the MCU ever, brother.
No, people do. I like I said, I'm not one of them. But a lot of people do. People love this film.
Are these people in the
but,
room with us right now, Rick?
Not that I can tell. Not that I can tell, brother.
It wasn't hateful, and I enjoyed it for what it was. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If you're still gonna have Disney Plus and you're still charging people for Disney Plus, that shit could have been on Disney Plus.
Yikes.
That could have been a D+ movie 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Not every Marvel movie needs to be in a theater.
Or maybe they do, but you need to write them better. You need to do a better job, man. Quality over quantity.
They all need to be in the theater. The same way that not every comic arc is like a big tentpole event, but the comics still take place. You have a vehicle for this shit. So not every movie is like it's steps above direct to like VHS or DVD. You created your own lane for this, and you're charging people for it. So it's like you're paying a premium to get something that's an experience below going to the theater. It's Netflix, bro. Netflix produces good movies and puts it on their platform.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, has Netflix released a couple of movies in theater too?
I think they do like limited sometimes.
Yeah. There was a couple that was limited to the theaters for like a short amount of time, and then it was on Netflix for sure. I can't remember exactly which films that they were, but I'm 90% sure that has happened a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, again, the scale of it just felt small.
Mm-hmm.
The Sentry being the villain was also kind of weird, because the scale of him being the villain and what he was doing in New York, as big as it was, still felt small because nobody else showed up for this event. But
that's always the thing.
The thing is, get the fuck out of New York, man. Do it somewhere else.
Right.
Anywhere. Why do they keep doing this? It makes everybody that's in New York look like pieces of shit. Like, nobody's showing up.
That's also just comic book shit. Like, a good amount of the heroes are in and around New York and shit. So
do the shit in Seattle. Do somewhere else, man.
Some other big city though. Yeah, it's
I agree.
Possible.
I agree.
Yeah, like the first thing I heard when people got out of this movie was, where was Peter?
Yeah, where was he?
Yeah,
he's got nothing else to do at this point in time.
Nobody knows who he is. He's got time.
Weird, bro, is like they keep placing these movies in New York, but wild shit will happen that'll take place that's clearly not anywhere near New York. Like, these dudes were in a desert facility in the middle of nowhere, and now all of a sudden we're back in New York via a car ride.
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
Like, one
Uber away.
Yeah, what's going on? So it's another one of those that'll be good to watch from the comfort of your home type films. It was not hateful. It did not suck. It made me like Yelena for the first time in any of the movies. I know. Everybody loves her, but I'm not a big fan. But she delivered in this one.
Yeah, I came out of that movie and I was like, wow, that was good. But I would have rather watched it at home.
At home, yeah. I could dig that. Well, then I'll wait for this one to come on Disney Plus too. Some upcoming things. Peacemaker's coming back to Max soon.
Oh yeah.
And then we're about to get this Superman movie right during Comic-Con or before?
Before Comic-Con, and then during Comic-Con we get Fantastic Four.
Right. Okay. All right.
Exact same weekend.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Fantastic Four. I guess we should take it in the other order. Peacemaker, I think, will be fun. I enjoyed the first 2 seasons we've had of Peacemaker already, right? We had 2 seasons.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
We had 1 season of Peacemaker.
Yeah, 1 season of Peacemaker.
Oh, 1? Okay.
But he was in Suicide Squad 2. That's why you're thinking that you've seen him twice.
Okay. All right. There we go. So the first season led into Suicide Squad 2. Got it.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm pretty excited for Superman too, actually.
I'm really excited for Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm hyped. Besides Matthew's pessimism, I'm really excited.
Shout out to our boy Matthew.
Hits us with the y'all tell me how it is, like every time we talk about these fucking movies.
And he's a huge DC fan, which is crazy, but I feel him. Like, I'm going in still with like moderate expectations, but everything that I've seen in the trailers, I've enjoyed. I like the connectivity already. Have you seen the new trailer for Peacemaker season 2?
I didn't watch it yet.
Okay, well, there is connectivity already in that trailer to Superman. So James Gunn is already in his bag of like this being a cohesive universe.
Yeah, world builder. I'm with it.
Which is something to look forward to, and I'm excited to see it. The young lady who's playing Hawk Girl has been doing a very good job, in my opinion, as Dina in The Last of Us 2. That is the same actress, right? Yeah.
The Last of Us 2?
The Last of Us
Season 2.
Season 2. Okay, got you. Okay, and then that leads us into Fantastic Four, which Ricky said is coming during Comic-Con.
Yeah, weekend of Comic-Con.
Fantastic Four, those figures associated with the movie were the lead out reveals, I guess, for this past week's stream. So P, if you will, if you could help us screen share.
Yeah, you want me to just go to your profile?
Not really. I mean, I don't really have the best pictures. Maybe I don't know. Who would have
Toy Arc?
Lago or Kevin or Toy Arc?
Yeah, Toy Arc might have it. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin. They told me no. I tried.
Hilarious.
No one ever said no.
Oh no,
Kevin, you heard him. He said no, Kev.
No one ever said no.
Pulling up the picture. Last thing about film and TV shit. Boog, are you a Star Wars fan?
Say it again.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
I mean,
this is the
number one Star Wars podcast.
This is the number one Star Wars
We
podcast.
are.
Well, okay, how about this? I'll ask a better entry question. Did you watch Rogue One?
Rogue One is probably one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
Okay, so did you watch season 1 of Andor?
No, but hearing so many good things about Andor, I'm like, all right, I want to go back and watch Rogue One again, and then watch the 2 seasons of Andor.
Flip it. Watch season 1. Yeah, I also slept on Andor. I watched the first episode and then was like, watched the second one and was like, this isn't for me. And then everybody kept talking about how great it was. Season 2 just wrapped like a couple weeks ago. And so I powered through season 1, loved season 2, then went back and watched Rogue One for the second time ever. That shit is like a brand new movie, bro.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like from the very beginning, I said Rogue One was basically just a space war movie with a nice little touch of lightsaber action as the cherry on top at the end. Like it was a fucking great movie.
Go and watch Andor season 1, season 2, then watch Rogue One, and you're gonna feel like that's probably some of the best Star Wars that we've had since the original trilogy. Hot take.
Tasty take. Whoa.
Hey, what are these? What's on the screen here? What happened? Was there a live stream? Did we see some figure reveals?
So Hasbro's last live stream before San Diego Comic-Con. We already had seen the tease for these figures. We knew this was going to be a part of it. I mean, we pretty much knew everything that was going to be shown here, I think. I mean, or at least had a good idea that it was going to be some Marvel superhero stuff and that we would see the Fantastic Four stuff. I didn't anticipate that we would get this Silver Surfer figure, though.
I know. Controversial. Bold move on their part.
Yeah.
See if it pays off.
With the toes out, too.
All right, Colin.
All right, Jarvis. Shout out to Russ. This is you know what was interesting to me about this Silver Surfer was the textured board.
Right.
Looks crazy.
That stood out right away. Like that's a new take.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the plastic they used for this. It's not like swirly. But you know what? It's par for the course. It's what they do. You know, it's not like anybody should act surprised or feel like they've been hoodwinked or anything.
What is this body?
At first, I thought it was Jocasta, but then I think it's pinless.
Yeah, it's pinless, and she's got the grippers out for free.
In this economy?
In this economy, free grippers? I can't believe this.
I'm looking at it, and there's no ab crunch, so I'm trying to remember what body this is.
Well, gotta be new, no?
I mean, the body, the actual torso is probably not new. The legs and arms might be newer because they're pinless or whatever, but this still seems like a hodgepodge kind of thing. Those hands.
It's wild because it looks like it is, even though the actress that's playing her is a relatively like skinny lady. This looks like it's kind of like the lower body, at least looks like it's on one of those thicker books. Like look at the legs.
Yeah, the legs are newer, like, you know what I mean. But again, this is
Ebony Leopard is saying that this is a new body.
Who said that?
Ebony Leopard.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I figure because that torso up there, like, doesn't really look like one we've had before, but it's like the similar style, but it looks different.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So we do know that Silver Surfer is a female in this movie, clearly, and who's the actress again?
Damn, why you put me on the spot? I'm normally good at this. It was the young lady that was in Ozark. The one
Ozark girl.
Justin Timberlake.
She's Ozarking.
Really? She's Silver Surfer?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
It's actually kind of funny on some like misogynistic shit that they made her barefoot and gave her this ironing board.
Oh no.
I'm sure there are some other content creators that are going to love that and run with that. That joke's for you for free. Yeah, let's look at some of these other guys. I think I had mixed feelings about this whole wave.
Yeah, I don't care about it at all, but there's some things that I definitely want to point out. Yeah, who else we got?
Is there any kind of order to these? What they do first? I didn't watch, unfortunately.
They started with Sue.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Get our Sue on.
Sue, baby.
Okay,
Here
so
she is.
this is an effect that we've seen one time before, maybe, or is it a little different, or what?
I thought it was the same one from the Ugly Face Sue. Where her fingers plug in and it like does the thing and it has like the bullet effects.
Right. Okay,
I think it's the same one.
All right. So there's that. I do like this effect. It's cool. It could definitely be utilized for your 616 Sue if you want it. But I wouldn't, unless this thing was on super clearance. I don't think I would go just for the effect here. I do think that they did a good job with the likeness on all of these. I think they've been a lot better with the likeness for a lot of these MCU offerings. It's a good textured suit. It looks like the movie for the most part, so it is what it is. But again, I just personally don't care about this.
Something about the suits. I like the color. I like that you can look at it and it's like easily identifiable as the Fantastic Four. I think the texturing, like that mattress like texture on the suits, is the only thing that's throwing me off, like the ribbing. But outside of that, I think this looks good. I don't know if it looks like Vanessa Kirby to me, but one thing that I really like, and this is going to sound silly and trivial, but I really like these boxes. I think the boxes are nice.
Very cool.
Really nice. Yeah.
They mentioned a little detail
that like you wouldn't think that they'd actually do because it looks really good.
They mentioned on the lower right corner there the old Hasbro logo for like a overall vintage look to go along with the kind of vintage look.
What a genius little touch.
Yeah, that was a nice little touch.
Very cool.
Sure.
Great touch.
I will say I understand the design philosophy of the suit. Be like adjacent to like retro space punk type suits, like that kind of thing. I get it there. To me, for somebody who has like no connection to Fantastic Four, I think it's fine. But like I can see how it is very jarring to people who are just so used to the classic suits.
But you know what though, bro? One thing, like, while yes, I think that these do a great job of capturing the look of the classic suit. But one thing about the Fantastic Four is that they have a shit ton of suits. And so given that everybody's speculating that they're going to like lose this universe and end up in the universe, and this is supposed to be retro punk, and then they're going to end up with probably a couple of different modern looks or different looks in this film. I agree with you. I think the aesthetic makes sense. and I think that this is supposed to be like their first appearance look.
Yeah,
that is supposed to have kind of like that retro feel to it a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely captures that 100%. It looks like PJs almost like, but like still kind of cool. Like, you know, like I don't know. I'm okay with this as the first look for sure.
Yeah, and the fabric design is really interesting too, because back in the day, like everybody knows the corduroy that exists now, but back in the day, corduroys was like really thick panels. So when they have those like lines going down, it's really nice. That it looks like something from that era too. That like big lined corduroy.
100%.
You, Rick. Rick is like back in the day in like the olden times, and I was like,
back in the 1900s.
Back in middle school, my middle school corduroy.
You remember when you were a kid, Walton? Back in the 1900s. Well, here
I
we
definitely
go.
had quite a bit of corduroy pants for sure as a kid.
And you are 100% correct. Corduroy pants back in the day used to be like ruffles. Them shit.
Like shiplap.
Now they're really thin lined, but back in the day, like whenever I find old corduroy pants, I'm like, Jesus Christ, these are like panels. These are fucking huge.
So after Sue, they did there you go, regular suit Johnny.
Big John. You know this guy's dating Doja Cat?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
How ridiculous is that? That connection doesn't add up, huh?
That checks
That
out.
doesn't add up.
Yes, that's all right. Interesting choice. I mean, the cat is cool, but that's it. Joseph, what's his name? Joseph
Quinn.
Joseph Quinn. You know, it's so funny to me that they cast. I really like Joseph Quinn.
I love this guy. He's so nice.
I liked him in Quiet Place 3. Ironically enough, I cannot get over how much this dude looks like a young Tony Stark.
Doozy?
I think he does.
Doozy?
I saw something saying that he sounds like a mix of Tony Stark and somebody else.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't seen that, but to me, I've said, did you guys see Quiet Place 3?
No,
brother, I haven't seen Quiet Place 1.
Quiet Place was a really good movie. But he looks a lot like Tony Stark, bro. Like once you get him, because you see him without the blonde hair, like in Fantastic Four. When you get a chance, even look up a trailer of Quiet Place 3. To me, he looks like he looks like that
young Tony Stark. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. The scene when he did like the barf glasses or whatever and went back in time and talked to his parents and shit. He looks just like that, which is kind of crazy.
I can see it, David.
Yeah, same thing. This suit looks good. Capturing the look. But I'm curious to hear what you guys thought about this. Great segue.
Again, like none of these Fantastic Four offerings knock my socks off. And this right here, like, okay, I appreciate that they did the powered down and powered up version, but this looks ass to me. Like it looks like they went back to like the Return of Marvel Legends days or some shit on this design. Like
this is not
specifically
great.
Why do you feel that way?
That's what
I'm
it
just
looks
curious.
Therapist P. We've definitely gotten better Human Torches than this.
I do like the little flame accents on the lower legs and hands and like whatever. It would be nice if those were all removable. That'd be cool, I guess. But
I mean, you heat it up enough, they will be.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm sure they're gummy as fuck. So
shout out to the Hasbro team for making these stands available. You guys are killing it in that regard. Thanks.
Oh, they did. Oh, I didn't even know.
They did?
Fuck no. that was dripping in sarcasm, bro.
Very funny.
The fact that they bust these out every fucking time for their flying characters and never make these available has got to be one of the most annoying things.
Hilarious. But yeah, again, this it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Honestly, it's not even really okay. Like, it should be better.
Actually, hold up. No, go back one picture. I think, is this the first time we've gotten extended flame on flying hands like this?
Yeah, maybe, so. but I do think that this is a sculpt that they had. This looks like it might be the hands that they gave us with actually no, because those hands were kind of the fingers were split. Spread.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't imagine that for anything involving a movie they reused anything because
Okay.
they have the budget to
They
start
have
new.
the budget to splurge
Yeah,
a little bit for the movie stuff. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. So I don't imagine that they'd be reused.
Yeah, I don't remember getting a set of hands that had like, unless that is a fire effect you can add to them, which also would be acceptable. But I don't remember. I don't think I have a Johnny Storm or Human Torch in my collection that has hands like that.
Yeah, no. Again, so like, this is one of those instances where I'm kind of like eyeing certain things in the package and like, for MCU. But again, I wouldn't even do that unless it was like super clearance out, and then I would take those hands and put them on one of the comic based torches.
Yeah,
but yeah, they showed Torch, and then I think they showed Silver Surfer after Human Torch, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we already talked about her.
And then they showed Thing here, which this pissed me off because it's like, all right. Clearly, they must have got some like early like, artwork where he's doesn't have the full suit on. Like, did we see him in a movie shirtless?
The only time we do is when he's pulling the boat.
The movie technically has not come out yet, Sir Bug.
Right, I know.
So this may be a scene in the movie that we are not aware of yet.
Okay, but yeah, this looks stupid to me. It's like,
yeah, I really like the look of him wearing the sweater.
Yeah,
so
I
don't like that he's not happy.
Cool. Thing has worn long pants before and gone topless.
Yeah, he has, but it's just like when we see them all suited up in the movie, I just figured that would be the safest, cleanest look for the whole team for the figures. Like,
I mean, for all we know, our boy may bust it all the way down to like the blue tighty whities.
Imagine
he might
have also been a look.
He might
interchangeable legs.
Yeah, you got to respect it in the movie. You never know what you'll get.
But I do think the sculpt and everything here for Thing is pretty cool though.
Got his eyebrows done.
Right.
Darker.
Yeah, that was solid. This sculpt is
Dominican Thing over here.
This sculpt is great. When I first saw it, I was like, they reused one of the previous things, but this is new.
Yeah, it's all new.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, Hasbro does a good job of showing up for Ben Grimm figures with their sculpts. I think they like this character, and they always do a good job, in my opinion, of the sculpt.
I could imagine it's probably a kind of like fun figure to work on. So yeah. So again, I don't like the topless look for this, but it is a nicely sculpted figure. He does not have double jointed elbows though. That's something that should be pointed out. Dwight made it a point to mention that, they tried to get it to 90 degrees, but he's a bigger figure and this and that. And like, come on, I know that they could do a double jointed elbow on the thing.
Absolutely.
So,
and for it to be the Thing, like as I'm looking at him looking at his fist, he's probably thinking the same thing we are, and it's like, why the hell is my hand so small?
I got tiny hands.
That is a very small fist. But yeah, this looks promising. It does have me excited for the movie. And then the last person they showed was Reed, and they made it. So this is something that's driven me kind of crazy. This is my OCD in the trailers and now in figure form. Why the fuck is his uniform different from everyone else's?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
He's the main guy.
He's the main guy.
He's the guy.
So, but it has driven me crazy in all the trailers because I'm like, everybody else has the white around their collar and shoulders.
Yeah.
Even the Thing in his like Coogee sweater, he has the white around the shoulders and the collar, and Reed does not.
I mean, I would imagine that they might explain it away that, he had the some type of special fabric or something for stretching and whatever. And so that's why his might be a little different or whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
Alpha Proto in chat is bringing up, he says that he thinks it might be a ranking system because they all have differences in the suit, subtle differences. Okay.
All right. Yeah, they are all like, technically when you are part of a space program, it is militarized and ranks and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess that that might make sense.
Again,
like-
main guy.
Yeah. So the leader, and then Ben being the pilot or whatever.
Right.
Maybe.
Okay. I dig that. So yeah, that was the Fantastic Four kind of wave. Like, I feel like they could have put one more figure in here and made this a Build-A-Figure wave. I don't know why they keep like straying away from it. I mean, I know why, because they chasing the dollars with deluxe releases and shit. But yeah.
Also, there's no fist with the stretchy hands.
None.
Nah, not a single fist.
It's gonna be holding beakers.
What are these?
No, for the stretchy hands. That doesn't work.
For the regular hands.
You can't just put them on the stretchy hands?
No, the hands are really big.
No.
That's crazy.
That's
rough.
crazy.
So
yo, how many toys does Pedro Pascal have?
Enough.
An endless amount.
Like across different properties?
Yeah, he's got Last of Us, he's got
Mandalorian.
this.
I don't know if he got a Game of Thrones figure or not.
No.
I don't believe so.
I don't know if he
got a Funko Pop.
I don't know if he got a Last of Us. The Last of Us figures are based off of the game.
Oh, for the game, right?
There's definitely bootlegs of it. There's definitely a third party of things.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's your Last of Us figure right here.
Right.
Take that.
Yeah.
There you go. Joel, is that you?
Let me ask a question.
Joel.
I know everybody's ready to go to the Marvel vs. Capcom shit or the Marvel superhero shit, but before we leave Fantastic Four, what do you think they're going to do about Galactus?
As far as what?
I think
in a figure for Galactus.
They're gonna do shit.
They're gonna do nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
You get nothing.
You got to do something, because while this is the first family, there's no villain representation in this line, and they have to have
Technically, Silver Surfer.
I guess.
I guess we'd be lucky if we got like a figure the same scale as like Soter or something like that.
Dude, here's what they're gonna do. Okay. When we get to Comic-Con, they're gonna give you free Galactus masks at the Hasbro booth. And you're Galactus, okay?
You're Galactus.
You are Galactus, okay?
You're Galactus, and you're Galactus.
If it wasn't for the current situation that the country's in financially, I'd say maybe. But like with the situation we're in right now, like there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, they did do that smaller scaled Sentinel, and that was kind of unexpected. So to P's point, what if they did end up doing like a smaller scaled movie version of Galactus to go with this?
Oh, yeah, maybe there is like a kid's toy one or something like that. I could see that.
Yeah, no, I can't see it for Legends. It's just not. It's not. Yeah, I just can't see it.
Not a present time. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, let's keep it moving, because this was kind of like just the appetizer.
Correct. So this is a mainline retailer release on May 30th today.
I'm sure these sold like I'm excited for the movie though.
Yeah, definitely. Pass on the figures. We'll see the movie in theaters. So then they went into their Gamerverse, which was interesting. I don't know if I knew that these were going to be part of the Gamerverse imprint, but I guess that's a cool way to kind of neatly tuck these into that.
It's smart. We actually talked about this and kind of like threw it out there that this would be the way for them to do it, going all the way back to when June was on the podcast and we were talking about Street Fighter figures, and then we had like jokingly thrown out there, what if Jada just handled the Capcom side of things, because they have the Street Fighter license, they have the Mega Man license, and then we were joking around with him and was like, what if you guys did something similar to Hasbro's Gameverse line, and then you guys handle all the Capcom side and let Hasbro release all of the like characters from the Marvel side, and then we end up with like an unofficial Marvel versus Capcom 2 like list. And then he kind of laughed it off and was like, I mean, that would be cool. Not something that we have on the radar.
Yeah.
They kind of did it. Hasbro did kind of start putting all this stuff under the Gamerverse umbrella, which is kind of cool.
Yep. So yeah, they led with, I don't know what they led with. Wolverine and
Samurai.
Silver Samurai. So all new Wolverine here. A beefier Wolverine. They have a different sort of like lower torso where you can crouch real low. I did see Todd and some other people point out that Wolverine does not have double jointed elbows though,
Nope.
Yeah.
which is weird and unfortunate. Silver Samurai here, apparently, according to people, was a very slept on release when he came on the retro card. I actually never even picked him up, and I'm pretty sure that it's going for a couple of bucks now on the secondary.
It is. I have it in box sitting here in the room.
Do you?
Goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye, Silver Samurai.
Right.
It'll actually, given the different deco, it'll actually kind of keep its value because that one is the brighter.
Yeah, that one's actually more Silver Samurai, more shiny. This is a little more matte, I guess, but yeah, a lot of people said that figure was really nice. I never picked it up, so I will definitely pick up this particular 2-pack. But yeah, Wolverine, a nice tiger stripe Wolverine. You can still obviously make this double as your comic-based regular Wolverine. That's the beauty of different versions of the same character from Marvel Legends, as you can pair them with different teams and kind of like mimic different artists' style from the comic books. But yeah, this looks pretty good. What you think about this? What you guys think about this one?
This is really cool. That range on Wolverine is amazing in the waist. It looks like the waist and the like upper, like the chest, like both have a ball joint. So probably like a double ball joint situation. That crouch is pretty good. I really don't mean this as a slight, but that waist movement looks even better than a Maximum Spider-Man's. I don't mean that as a slight. I do wish that this had double jointed elbows, but I get it. His arms are humongous. And maybe if you did do the doubles, it would just be a little overly long.
Yeah.
Although I don't think that would have been a problem because his arms are a bit long in the game anyways. But
True.
It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'm glad that it's not just a Wolverine that we've gotten before, which they could have easily done. People would be annoyed, but they would accept it.
It kind of reminds me of the old Toy Biz. What was it, like Series 3 Wolverine? That was like
that's like hunched over.
Weirdly sculpted, like where he was kind of like turning at the torso, but there was no like ab crunch and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what I think of in my mind's eye when I think of Tiger Stripe Wolverine, oddly enough, with the over-exaggerated cowl, with the over-exaggerated little cuffs coming off of the boots in the front. I think they nailed this, man. And I guess I'm actually kind of cool with the no double jointed elbows because I prefer and I like the bigger bicep. I like that he looks squat. I like that he looks kind of like stocky.
Yeah, he looks real short and stocky, you know?
I normally don't trip off of shit like this, but I guess Hasbro is like brainwashing me because it does kind of annoy me to see the pins in one of the photos that you skip by of Silver Samurai.
Yeah.
They stand out very prominently, and it's like, ugh. Because I normally don't care, but as we transition and start getting more and more figures that are pinless, it does make some of these new releases stand out when they have them.
But it's also like when you introducing a new line that seems like it's a little more premium than some of the regular releases, it's just like, just go to distance, just make everything pinless like you do with a lot of retro carded stuff, and just like go to distance. We already had this Silver Samurai again that people thought was really good, so upgrade this one totally, like, you know what I mean, like just do it. Like what's the problem?
Yeah,
real Shia LaBeouf
money
situation here. Do it.
Money.
Always money. I do appreciate, and I actually really appreciate them going the extra mile and adding some of these effects from the game. The X slash is the Berserk. Well, this isn't Berserker Barrage, is it?
It's the end of it. Yeah,
could be.
Yeah, it could be. That, and then the big throwing star. Again, I appreciate. See, that looks pretty damn amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
That looks pretty damn amazing. So shout out to them for including that.
It should also be noted that he's got the exaggerated big claws too.
Yeah.
Big meaty claws.
So here's a question: how do we want to do this? Do we want to speculate price at the end for these so that we can power through and talk about each of them?
Yeah. Let's do
Price.
the price guesses at the end. But look how much better that this new Wolverine looks than our old Tiger Strap one.
I never liked this love triangle Wolverine. The best thing about it was the bone claws.
You know what it was though, was that it didn't give you the extra things that we actually needed. You know what I mean? Like the additional head sculpt and I don't know. It was missing something. I forgot what it was. I think it was the kind of neutral head sculpt. I don't think we had a neutral mask head sculpt for this guy.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm wondering what this new head would look like on this old one though too.
It's funny because this body is also it's interesting. You know what? It's actually interesting and smart that they went and pulled out this older mold for Wolverine because they actually have a tiger stripe mold that's better than this in the 97 Wolverine mold.
Right.
But given that just went up for pre-order again because it had sold out and the secondary market price was crazy, you notice that's not the one they compared this one to. They used an older mold as to not have people go back and cancel those 97 Wolverine pre-orders.
Strategic, huh?
Strategic.
But yeah,
very different looks. So it's easy, I think, to justify both in this case.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a must cop for me. Definitely will be getting this one. We do have a release date for this too.
I wonder if you can use the bone claws. The hands should be interchangeable because remember on Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the bone claw look was one of the looks for Wolverine.
Yeah, it was a variant, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh no.
Oh, Pancho, are you okay? Guess it's okay, guys.
Yeah. This is a good look though. I was on the fence about even getting these, but then I was like, come on, bro. What are you doing? Quit playing. You know you're gonna get these.
Wolverine and Silver Samurai is a fan channel / Amazon exclusive. And it'll be up for pre-order on June 5th, 1 p.m. Eastern time on June 5th.
Excellent. I set calendar reminders because when some of these are going to sell out.
You fucking nerd.
I know. that's responsible adulting. My black ass will be at work, but I don't want to forget.
That is very responsible of you with something that is completely irresponsible.
Frivolous and pointless in my life. Plastic that my family will have to figure out what the fuck to do with when I die. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this was a solid set. A few little minor gripes from all of us here, but a very solid set. Then they showed off what next?
Good. Yeah, it was huge.
Boom.
They showed Psylocke second? Okay, cool.
Yeah, boy.
So how we coming about this? I don't
long
know
overdue.
but long overdue for sure.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I don't like these head sculpts. I don't know. I just think that the head sculpts don't look great. And if I really wanted a Psylocke, I'd probably just go with Mafex. But I'm glad that this exists because there's a lot of people that just stick to the Marvel Legends, and this has not been made in like forever. So, great head sculpts or bad head sculpts, whatever you want to refer to them as, I'm glad this exists, and it's new. So
I'm trying to remember the Psylocks that we've had already that were kind of okay in terms of the head sculpts and like how swapping some of those head sculpts onto here might look pretty cool.
Yeah, the last Psylocke we had was the running change one, the one with the purple hair and the black hair or blue. Yeah. What was it? Purple, blue, purple, black.
Purple and like a blackish blue.
Yeah.
X-Force suit.
It was the X-Force suit one. Okay, yeah.
She never looks Asian enough to me.
Yeah.
Like you got to commit because this Betsy was. I mean, that's a whole part of her character that turned Asian and everything else. So,
and in this game, she looks Asian as fuck.
Yeah, 100%. Somebody else pointed out to me that they wish her body was a little tanner. I don't know. I that could go either way for me, but I know 1000% this will come out single carded, retro carded or something. She'll come out by herself with a different kind of hue, a different maybe blue on the suit, and maybe a different skin tone as well, and maybe one new head sculpt. So anybody that's like, I really want a Psylocke, but I don't care about getting another Thanos or whatever, I would hold tight. I think she is absolutely going to get another release. There's no question about it, because we've been long overdue for, a really good, super articulated kind of Psylocke or whatever. And and it's in terms of the sculpt and the articulation here, I do think that is hitting the hands. But we'll get her in a different hue. No question about it. No question.
Yeah. What's interesting? This was one of the parts that they teased before, right? Like, didn't Dwight tease these purple effect parts? They didn't really like do that callback to like, hey, remember this? Well, this is where it is.
Let me actually remember
what it was when we were like guessing, because it was the when he did the Archangel clip-on knives piece, and then there was the purple shit, and then people were like, what does that go to? And everybody was guessing it was Psylocke from the game.
Yeah, there was a purple effect. Yes, for sure. There was the purple effect, there was the Hulk or Juggernaut effect, and then there was a fireball.
Yeah,
too. Yeah, those were the three.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. This Thanos, the same way that we're not talking about it now, very underwhelming in my opinion. You know what made it even more underwhelming? I was underwhelmed by it when I saw it at the reveal. But then I was even more underwhelmed by it when they showed Juggernaut. Because I was like, this Thanos, I believe Thanos was the boss in Marvel Superheroes. Is that right? Or the one where you have like the Infinity Gems and shit. If memory serves correct. And he was a fucking tank in that game.
Right.
And this Thanos looks pretty small. So this would have been a really cool opportunity for them to like one up his size.
Yeah, do a new mold for him for sure.
Yeah. Because as their Hulks get bigger and bigger, he's staying the same size and is really small, in my opinion.
Also, this is a mold that they've been working on for Thanos for quite some time now. We done had a few figures, so it's time for something new. I do like this head sculpt though. Shout out to Paul Harding, because I'm pretty sure he did this head sculpt. I do like this head sculpt a lot.
Paul's been busy, bruh. We need to get him back on the cast. I actually talked to him last week. Shout out to Paul Harding. He said that he would be down to come on.
Oh yeah.
Last time, it was funny. He and I were laughing because the last time he was on was September 2021. So
That's
almost
crazy.
4 years ago.
Yeah, we need to do a little run right now, or in the lead up, I guess, to Comic-Con, and have quite a few people on that we've been meaning to get with and chop it up with. We don't do a ton of guests, but when we do, they are notable and respected and accomplished people. So
yeah. All right, let's keep pushing. But is this a must cop or
this one personally, I could pass on it, but the thirstiness of having an updated kind of like Psylocke that I could put with the budding 90s team may overtake me, may overcome me, like, you know what I mean? But I could wait, because I am certain that we'll get another Psylocke. So this one is not like at the top of my list.
So hold on, just real quick, go back one slide. While you say that, this is probably what the game changer is. So make sure you choose wisely, because this is a Target exclusive. So you know how that game is played.
Right.
Yeah, don't you want to be charged every week for it?
Right,
Come on.
right. I was talking to the fellows about this in our group chat or whatever, but like, I don't know what it is with Target, but they have been charging me like every week and then reversing the charge for that Jean Grey that's supposed to be coming out. I don't know why they keep doing this. Like, it'll charge my card $33 and then take the charge off. Like every week since the pre-order went up. I don't understand.
They've talked about it before. Like, they've issued statements that people have shared in the G.I. Joe community, because they do a lot of Target exclusives through them. And it's just one of the things that they do for like their authorization system. It is stupid. I hate it too. But it's interesting, because if this is only at Target, does that mean this will show up brick and mortar, or is this online only at Target?
Nah, I'm pretty sure, because everything that they've that has gone up for pre-order at Target has shown up on
Yes, Gene is at my Target as we speak.
Yeah, somebody else hit me up this past week and said
And Xavier was flooded at Target everywhere.
Yep.
It's at my Target right now.
Yep.
I bet
Somebody sent me Xavier. I didn't actually see it. First of all, anytime I'm out and about with Ashley, she won't let me even go into Target. So
yeah, it's definitely. I just saw that I mean, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but they're like market share, or like their profitability is down like 45%.
Yeah, it's pretty bad
since they rolled back their DEI initiatives. People are not fucking with Target right now.
Yep.
All right, let's keep on keeping on.
Yes. Hold on 1 second. These two fellas.
Okay. So this was, I think, by far the weakest offering. They put this kind of like smack dab in the middle of the stream. But yeah, this is War Machine and a hue that, mimics his look from the game, but nothing really updated on War Machine. The mold that they've had for 7 years now. And Omega Red as well. Nothing really updated on him. Maybe his hue, his colorway is a little different. We've had 2 Omega Reds already, I believe. There was one in a Build-A-Figure wave. I forget which wave it was. And then we got one in like 4-pack or something like that, right?
Wolverine 5-pack.
The Wolverine 5-pack. Okay. So, and that one was a little darker red, a little more rich colors. I think this actually might be the same exact figure from that Wolverine 5-pack or whatever. But
yeah,
no, this is easy pass for me. I don't need the game colored War Machine, and I don't need another Omega Red with nothing new really added to it. Maybe the head sculpt is new for Omega Red. I don't know.
It's funny that it's very interesting that they did this War Machine, because this is not how War Machine looks in the game, if memory serves me correct. I'm pretty sure they already released the correct look of War Machine from the game in the correct game colors already, because it's on that what is it, the mark? I don't know all the fucking marks, but it is one of the other Iron Men that we have that is in the proper War Machine colors, because we have this War Machine already in the black and white, which was supposed to be like the cartoon version of War Machine, and like it was on that classic, on the single card, the throwback card. And so, ironically enough, I agree with you. I thought this was one of the weakest, but then they've turned around and made this shit the Walmart exclusive, which makes it technically the hardest one to get, because Walmart exclusives are ass.
Right.
The worst.
So I think that ironically enough, because their exclusives are the hardest to get, if you want this, that makes it kind of like the most sought after and most difficult to obtain, which you know how that works out on the secondary market. So
yeah, if you're in New York, there is no Walmart unless you like go upstate anyway. So you can only play the online game if you're trying to get a Walmart exclusive or link up with somebody that has an abundance of Walmarts in their, state. So
yeah. So this was interesting. I mean, again, they're in the game, so I get why we got them. Interesting pairing of War Machine and Omega Red. Interesting choices.
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, the head sculpt might be the only thing that's new on Omega Red.
The screaming head. We didn't get that before.
I don't think it was like that. I mean, somebody in the chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like even the way the hair kind of swoops down on the left and right wasn't something that we've received before. This is kind of a new scope.
Yeah,
I believe.
But even with this being one of the weakest ones, like there were people that were like, "Yo, I don't have an Omega Red yet," and a lot of people saying that online. So even though we may not need this, there were people that were still excited about it. So that's good.
Definitely. And War Machine looks clean. I like this armor, but I just don't care about this colorway.
Yeah,
I'm into it. It's the only reference point of War Machine I have. So
as you're going through the photos, I see that everything is pinless. So that's new. Well, no, wait,
pins right there.
War Machine isn't, but Omega Red is,
which is interesting.
Got pins right there
in his leg.
Yep.
Yeah.
So no pins in the. They did that thing where there are no pins in the arm, but they kept the pins in the leg.
I'm trying to remember if the original figure was like that, or that didn't happen to the second figure. I'm really not sure. And then understand that like Omega Red is also Venom too.
The same body.
Same body. So if they have the pinless arms, somebody corrected me today because I was like certain that the second or third Venom release was pinless. There's been 3 Venoms that's basically the Omega Red buck. There was the animated series Venom that had the cell shading, and then there was 2 other releases, one on a single card and one in most recently in a 3-pack, in that Venom 3-pack.
Hold on, I'm gonna open this shit up and see.
So
I haven't even. Well, I took out the Wolverine out of here to do like a custom with it. Let's take a look at this Omega Red.
Oh, you have the 5-pack there. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I got it. I had it sitting around in the cave.
Yeah, if you never got Omega Red, then it is what it is. It's
these are pins, so the arms are new because they're pinless, but it looks like they use the same legs, which is interesting.
Okay. All right, we could move on past this. Again, I think this was universally the weakest one. And finally, we got 2 things. Finally, the blue Venom, and a Captain America with butterfly joints, a more beefier upper torso, and he's got the butterfly joints. It's the clean kind of look, no texture on the upper part of his uniform, but this is like 2025 Toy Biz Captain America, the best.
Yeah, like wave one Captain America redo.
Yeah, So the bigger chest and the butterfly joints here. I mean, also, one of y'all said something about the Mafex Psylocke. Stop it. That shit is fucking garbage.
Man.
Garbage.
Any chance to neg that figure?
That's right. That's right.
If you're playing at home, that's when you take a shot.
It's fucking bad. It's bad. And I know that the Mafex Cap is a good figure. I have given it praise, especially after it came out, because it was looking terrible in those original promo images. But this shit might be
Don't say that.
Standing next to it.
He doesn't have shoulders, Kendall.
Who doesn't have shoulders?
This guy. Look at him.
Let's
Look
see.
at baby arms over here.
Baby arms?
What?
Look at, there's no shoulder. What are you talking about?
Show me.
There's nothing there. Come on, guys.
You're talking about
actively like ignoring the fact that
the deltoid area right there.
I mean, I know what he's saying.
No,
like definitely the shoulders could be up more a little bit, but I don't know. Does the Mafex have shoulders?
Hasbro thing. Hell yeah, it does. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It's not even a question. You have to ask.
I can't remember. I don't know.
Big
I don't know.
body fucking cap.
I think this looks really good.
Yeah, I think it looks real good though.
It captures the game really well. Dwight said that this is the Captain America that he's wanted to make for a long time.
Nice.
I know that a lot of people in the just online were saying how the Steve does not have. It would have been perfect had he had the chainmail, the scale mail, or whatever.
Right.
I don't think he had it in the game. Like I think that he was smooth in the game.
Also, he's
Smooth as eggs,
this
baby.
could be just a classic, straight up classic Captain America for your Avengers crew. Like he didn't have it in some of the early comics and stuff too. Like I feel like that was more of a like 90s 2000s thing.
And I mean, in the game, he doesn't like. It's not like you could see the chainmail in the game or anything like that. This is a good looking figure for all the shitting I'm doing on the shoulders. It's a good looking figure.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the Mafex. Sorry.
I don't know. I was feeling the Mafex cap as well. I was saying that in my opinion, it looked like it was going to be one of the definitive, but this checks a lot of boxes. Like this is a really good Captain America.
Yeah, a lot of classic looks for Captain America in the comic book. Don't have it. Don't have the texturing. But there are quite a bit that do too.
And does he come with how many? He has an alternate screaming head too.
Yeah.
Yes. First time that we got that for Cap. So
yeah,
that's pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
Mafex has alternate heads too, but it's okay.
So if he has, he doesn't have it in here. But if the reds match on one of those pointing fingers, this screaming head on this cap leading your Avengers or making that like Avengers assemble with this screaming head with the pointing finger, that's pretty fucking fire.
Yeah, that's pretty fire for sure.
This blue Venom has been highly requested, so I know a lot of people were really excited to get it. A few people have said that they wished it was a little bigger, but I think I think that this captures the look pretty well.
You know what they did too between the second Venom release and the most recent from the 3-pack was the torso changed a little bit. The ab articulation changed between them, and I'm trying to remember what came first and which one this is.
Man, you guys are like the first people I've seen not hating this Venom.
I
Say that
mean,
again?
I don't
You
care
guys are
about
like
it.
the first people I've heard not hating this Venom.
I mean,
and the
I just
fact
don't care
that
about
it's pinless when there's already it's not pinless when there's already a pinless Venom that exists, and they could have just put it on that body.
Again, I was corrected on that, and I was told that we haven't gotten a pinless one yet.
Wasn't the latest one they just did pinless?
I thought so. I got to go look at it. I thought so, or maybe the very first one was pinless, which was the cell shaded one. I can't remember, but somebody corrected me on Instagram and was saying that there wasn't one yet. And I was like, "Ow."
Yeah, I honestly don't. I haven't been able to pinpoint or figure out Hasbro's philosophy on what's going to be pinless, what's not. How come sometimes some of the figures are half pinless and half not? The shit is kind of like nutty.
Yeah, it feels like what it is. It's like arbitrary. Like there's no like explaining it. It's strange.
Hey P, you should just get a little sign that you hold up
It's
every
money.
time. It just says money. Like
Honestly, money.
That is it, right?
It's
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's really it.
realistically,
Yeah.
that's the only
what we
answer.
got to get is the soundboard back. That's what we need.
I mean, the soundboard exists. It's right here. I just don't use it.
Well, definitely plug in Lucky, because that is always going to be the answer du jour when it comes to Hasbro. Because like they've said, like they kind of alluded to, this shit is just kind of like paint by numbers when it comes to like them going through their pieces catalog, and it really does come out to like price point over the course of a wave.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely prioritize certain figures out of a wave over others. They focus on that first, give that the most of the budget, and then they circle back, and then they see how they can piecemeal these figures out. And of course, it costs way more money to implement a new piece from their catalog to an existing figure than it would just like an older piece that's already been ran a million times and it's much cheaper to run now. I mean, like that's how it happens, obviously.
money.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's always the name of the game. It's the money. And you know what? I don't particularly care for this 2-pack. I'm not buying it, but that Captain America does look nice.
Gonna regret it.
I don't know.
You're gonna regret it.
Is that the small shield? Are they still running with these small shields for the?
Yeah, it is. I mean, look at how tiny it is on his body. I mean, I just prefer to like. I slept and I fucking didn't get that damn Mafex Captain America. I need to focus on getting that before I even think about this thing.
Yep.
Shout out to whomever the super creative dial builder in the community that's hearing this. That's going to be the first person to make and sell these training background stage.
Yeah, the stage
dio. Yeah, that would be a very hot dio to make.
I could see that happening. Yeah, I'm interested to see how some of these heads and things swap on some of the previous Captain Americas if it'll match up. I doubt it, but again, this is still a good stand-in for you having multiple versions of your Avengers teams with some of the different caps and the different hues and different accessories and stuff like that. So this one for me, I will cop this because I do really want this Captain America. I would probably sell the Venom or give it up or whatever, but yeah, I don't need the Venom. I don't care about the Venom.
You know what? That's what I hear a lot about this line. Like I saw Jurassic Jester, shout out to Jester, was in the comments earlier. Like, does anybody want the Silver Samurai? Because all I want is a Wolverine. I hear a lot of that. Like everybody just wants like one figure from all of these 2-packs, and then they're just kind of like hoping they find somebody that wants to buy the other one. I'm the same way. A lot of these, like, I just want one figure from it.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a lot of that.
Yeah, there'll be some cool swaps happening. Kind of a fuck up because a lot of these have dual heads. You know what's missing? How do you do a 2-pack and give Captain America the charging star move?
Mm-hmm.
It don't have that ground attack that Venom does with the symbiote.
Yeah,
money.
You know, what's funny is that I kind of speculated that Venom was going to be coming based on one of these
so no head
teases that they did some time ago. It turned out that it wasn't Venom, but I thought it was going to be that ground attack for Venom.
Yeah,
and yeah, they didn't give anything.
That would have been a really cool effect to add and made this a must-have for more people to do that ground attack in the blue Venom. That would have been a really cool.
Yeah, that would have been cool for sure.
I actually started sketching that head out like 4 months ago when I was in Target, and they had like that Venom like roleplay gun. Have you seen that at Target?
Yeah.
What? I saw that and I was like, oh, this looks just like the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 thing. So I sketched it out. It's in my notebook. I've been meaning to sketch, like, model a lot of things lately, but
so does it come with something that's similar? Like, what is? Maybe you can pull it up later.
Yeah, I can try and find it real quick. But, like, it's just a gun where the barrel of the gun is like Venom's head, but it looks pretty similar to how it looks in the game, and it just made me think about making an effect like that and then printing it or something.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, but Venom getting no Venom attack anything, just the head is, yeah, money motivated choice, but it would have been nice to have something.
Yeah. Someone's gonna make a lot of money by selling that. It's this right here. Hold on, I found it. Pardon me. This one right here.
It's a Venom head.
And it just made me think of that the effect from the game. Yeah.
Yeah, when he does the 2-hand joint.
That's it. Whoops, sorry.
Oh yeah, what was the history? What was this?
All right, what we got?
Schumagor, I think is next.
Yeah, Schumagor. This is the very last one.
Sorry, Gargantos.
That's it.
Mama call him Schumagor.
Yeah.
If you're nasty.
Yeah, they don't want to pay the creator, so they call him Gargantos, I believe.
Yeah. But you know what's actually really cool for those who didn't know? That was the name of the big creature in Multiverse of Madness too. So that means officially a lot of people speculated that it was Schumagor and had talked about it, but it's also just kind of a reminder that we did see him in the MCU because that was the same name of the one-eyed tentacle monster in Multiverse of Madness. Yay.
Absolutely.
Nerd shit. All right. This was
real quick, Adam had just sent me this. It was this effect too. People were saying something about
Which Adam?
Rodriguez.
Oh, there's a lot of
Adam Rodriguez. What's
yeah.
up?
See that looks just like the gun.
Right. So yeah, this right here obviously was the most surprising thing to me, and also the thing that I love the most, honestly.
This was a jaw dropper.
Yeah.
It came out far better than I've been talking about this figure for a while. Remember my whole theory about them releasing it as a SDCC, and when people fucked up the HasLabs that they should release this and blah blah blah. This exceeded any expectation that I had of what this figure could look like.
Yep, this looks very, very good. All new, everything. You know what I'm saying? We were also talking about this behind the scenes a little bit. It's just like, what could they reuse this for? Like, what else could this be? So, you know, this was probably a big part of the budget for this whole line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This just looks so cool.
All this bendy wire, bro. When they went through all the articulation and the shit that you can do with the eye and the eyelid, again, a figure that is kind of basic when you think about it. It's just a big ass eye with some tentacles on it, but they really did put some love and TLC into this thing. This is a must-have if you are a Marvel collector, in my opinion. I know a lot of people are like, well, we even talked about it, that it may not be in scale per se for the game.
Oh yeah, it's completely
not in scale for the game, but it's not in scale for anything really.
Yeah, it just looks fucking sick.
It just
Who
looks
cares?
cool.
Like,
but
like, I mean,
can like change his size and shit, right? Like,
yeah, but in the game, he's really small.
He is.
But I wouldn't have wanted that. I would have been annoyed.
Yeah,
I'd have been pissed
if
I would have got a Howard the Duck situation. I'd have been mad as hell. This is way cooler. Who cares?
Yeah, this
also,
right
yeah,
here,
like that right there. I'd rather
right
have this
here,
than have it be 4 inches tall and not move.
This pose was a major flex and a shout out to like all the people that love the games. Like that was pretty spectacular. He can pull that pose off. It's pretty amazing.
Also, the thing about this too is that like I don't really care. It would have been whack if it was small. The fact that it's larger, but still not really in scale with how huge he's normally shown in the comic books and stuff like that. Doesn't matter because like, yo, we in a golden age of displaying. Like you could pair this up with your like little like Tamashi buildings or like your kaiju like buildings and like really do some cool MSD displays and stuff like that. You're gonna see I don't even want to say this shit, but fuck it. You're gonna see Marvel Universe Doctor Strange and HeroClix Doctor Strange go crazy when this comes out. Like, you know what I mean? Like people are gonna be backtracking for those things and doing like a lot of like, you know, perspective MSD shots and stuff like that. So this is super cool. I love this. And it's just this. It's just a deluxe release, and it's just this. You don't have to, you know, suffer through getting something else with this guy. Like it is what it is. If you want it, you can have it.
Yeah, shout out to them for also adding in the eyeball move from the game that he throws.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, if it would have just had a static eyeball, nobody would have complained.
Right.
The fact that they did it is so dope. I'm too excited for this thing to care about the scale or give a shit. Like this is too sick.
I saw people saying, oh, people might want to get multiples so they can have the extra little eyeballs too, and like,
oh yeah.
That's I don't know. That's
I mean, I think this thing's gonna be too expensive for me to even.
Yeah, that might be an expensive endeavor, but yeah.
Yeah, this one my jaw dropped because I was like, they are doing it. And so again, this is a must-have. This is a day one purchase. take my advice, set your reminder, because this will sell out. I am confident this will sell out because it is a Pulse and Amazon exclusive. So yeah,
and Amazon is gonna sell out really fucking fast
for sure. Yeah, this is and I love when they do shit like this, when they do like sought after characters that people have been asking about for a while and they don't phone it in. They could have phoned it in because, to your earlier point, I have no fucking clue of anything they can reuse any of this for. Schumagor looks like no one else in the Marvel universe that I know of, and I don't even think he has any like color variations. Like he's always green,
right? Yep.
Except for in the movie. In the movie, he's purple, but that has nothing to do with the comics.
He's got color palettes in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Every character does.
So you could
character has a color change.
Technically do a palette swap on.
You could do like a Comic-Con exclusive with a different color.
Yeah.
You could do all of these fucking
Does
figures
he have
with a different color for a Comic-Con.
Does he have one color that's more popular on like the tournament scene or something? Kind of like how remember everybody liked the New York Knicks Sentinel?
The Mango Sentinel, baby.
Yeah, Mango Sentinel. All right, so what we got next? This was my fave.
The final
this was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I can't believe this shit.
As excited as I was for Schumagor, this is the one that, like, when they, you know what it was cool when they showed it, but when they showed it next to the 2-pack Juggernaut, and you truly got to see how much bigger this version was.
Yeah,
this shut shit down for me.
And again, I view a lot of stuff through the comic book lens and trying to match things up in different eras and different looks and whatever. Like Juggernaut is drawn humongous sometimes, where it's just like, all right, my select Juggernaut might work better for this particular situation or whatever. So this will be totally fine for you to use as a comic-based Juggernaut in certain scenarios. So this is very cool.
It is so glorious, bro. Like, and even like outside of like him looking amazing with your X-Men display, for all the A.C.B.A. heads out there that are like really good at posing and photography, I'm thinking back to those comics where Spider-Man would fight Juggernaut.
Yeah, right. And he would look so small.
Yes.
Dwarfed by Juggernaut. Yeah, for sure.
This is going to make for some amazing Spider-Man versus Juggernaut A.C.B.A., bro.
100%. A lot of that in the 90s comic books. Yeah, for sure. This is cool.
This is a home run for real.
Couple things to note: the helmet doesn't have all those gaps and shit from the other Build-A-Figure version and the other 2-pack version. The upper torso articulation is different. Butterfly joints is better, and he's also got the toe joints too. I think the other versions had toe joints. Did they? No.
Let's look.
No, they didn't. Not even the bootleg one did.
Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, there's that. Just the ball joints at the hips will make for a little more range.
So is he pinless?
Is he pinless?
There are no
pins. Your ass he is. You bet your ass he's pinless because he's single jointed.
Right.
So Peep Game, we talked about this, and I'm gonna go ahead and open this can of worms.
Open it. Where's the worms?
I was awestruck when I saw it, but then I was annoyed when I saw it because this Juggernaut in the Gamerverse line looking like this shits all over the Maximum Hulk that we just got.
100%. That has been the sentiment and the whispers throughout the community is just like, come on, Hasbro. Like, you can't put this out, a brand new Juggernaut on a new body, new articulation, pinless, and then after strategically, I guess it made sense. They took the gamble with the Hulk and figured whatever we're going to sell with the Hulk, it'll happen before we show this off and before this goes up for pre-order. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, this is
Yep.
disappointing.
Yeah, you know, Wade said today, had they done this in the Maximum line and put Hulk in this thing, nobody would complain.
Nobody would have complained. And everybody would have been hyped over having a Maximum Juggernaut, and it would have been unexpected, and people would have bought it. Like, I would have bought it, because seeing a Juggernaut this huge, like, do an unmasked head, I don't know what other accessories, maybe like some destruction, like ground accessories or some shit, and money. Because the size, like,
they could have went crazy with the hands and given some extra gestures and shit like that. I mean, I know this ain't gonna happen with Disney and whatever, but a middle finger on the Juggernaut would have been fucking crazy. That would have went super hard. But they could have done like a hand where he's like, you know, like two finger kind of holding somebody up, like, you know what I mean, like where you could use it to kind of like hold somebody. They could have went crazy with the hands, like, you know what I mean, like even this is, they could have put one more set of hands in here with this guy. So yeah, man, so it's unfortunate the way everything shook out with the Maximum Hulk. Definitely doesn't deserve the Maximum imprint for what we got there.
So I'm also going to switch gears too, because I do want to circle back on the Maximum Hulk and the Maximum line in general as we start talking about prices and how this kind of messes the game up for Maximum. But I'm sitting here looking at all these photos and thinking about things that we can get with this Juggernaut to reuse this mold. One thing that comes to mind would be Juggerlossus.
Oh hell yeah, we got to get that with this one. We
Yep.
got to get that as a redo. It's just the arms.
Yep, that would look good on this. As I'm looking at these legs and these boots, I would love for them to redo Maestro on this body.
That would be good. That'd be pretty good. Just change the arms and like probably the lower torso.
I could see that.
Because, and then I don't know if he's necessarily bigger like this, but you could use the lower body with these boots and give us a proper Professor Hulk.
Maybe.
I could see
I don't know that he's that big, but I wouldn't be mad if it existed.
Yeah, he's a little slimmed down, I guess, for a Hulk version.
When I think of Professor Hulk, I always think of him in where he does look huge in the black pants with the the brown pants, black wife beater,
right?
And he's carrying that big ass gun. But definitely Maestro, definitely Juggerlossus, because we've never gotten that in Legends form.
Yeah, they could definitely do some interesting things, and definitely again, just another hue of the same figure too, just a more rich color way like they did with the second release of him anyway. So that came with Colossus. Yeah, they could do some interesting things. They could definitely do some interesting things with some of these parts and stuff like that. There's only one head sculpt though in here, right?
Yeah, you know, Brad was saying earlier, it would have been nice if they did like interchangeable face plates, because fucking Black Series,
that would have been nice. Yeah,
Black Series did it with their Rebel Trooper. He's one of my favorite figures Hasbro's ever made. Is the Rebel Trooper? I think I have like 7 of them. They could have done it.
Yeah,
easy slide in and out from the bottom.
Hell yeah, that would have been dope. That would have been really dope.
You would have changed like the facial expression from like the gritted teeth and some other looks.
Yeah, could have had like a creepy ass smile.
He could have had a
yelling,
that's exactly a yelling
face. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been a good alternative.
I like how they stood him right there next to Wolverine too. That's another classic comic book matchup with a real like stocky small Wolverine versus a huge Juggernaut and shit too. Yeah,
you know, it might not happen this year, but I really do like the idea of a Comic-Con exclusive of all of these new molds with the different color variants from the game. I really like that idea, because the other Juggernaut that's really popular, I think, is the gray and yellow one from the game. So like you do the color changes as like a Comic-Con exclusive.
You remember back in the day, that was one of the Legends, like
that was
variants.
Is Toy Biz variant. That was
it was. Yeah, it was.
That would be crazy. That would be a nice thing. One of the things that we also talked about with this line before we jump into this discussion about what this is going to cost all of us was as they do other waves of this Marvel superheroes, Gamerverse, whatever, we have to get the Sentinel.
Please. It's such a unique design. You can't use any other Sentinel for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you mentioned something really really cool. Go ahead. I know you're about to say it.
But I was just gonna say you can army build it, which is dope because yes, for the game, but you know what Sentinel release does not get army built. So that's kind of dope too.
What was the other thing that you mentioned about the Sentinel? What could be done?
What did I say? Mecha Hulk?
Yes.
Oh yeah. We need to redo that bad.
Yeah, because I still have my what was that? Toy Biz Hulk Classics.
Yeah, that was done by a big Phil Ramirez. Shout out
That's
to
right.
Phil.
Shout out to Phil.
Shout out to Phil, man.
Ramirez. Yep.
Yeah, I have mine. It is not complete because I don't know where my titty missiles went, but I do have
them titty missiles
display. But
you know what? I totally forgot about the titty missiles. I wonder if mine is still in there because I still have mine.
If they are, they're going to shoot out in your face. Titty missile fashion. But yeah, if they got to do Sentinel, and if they did Sentinel, it would make logical sense for them to use it that same mold to do Mecha Hulk. It's funny because I know we're getting distracted from the pricing conversation, but one of the things that we talked about is like the longevity of some of these sublines that they do. And it's actually kind of connected, right? Because as we talked about how well received this line has been, they haven't really talked about pricing yet and what the implications of this line with Maximum will be. They still have a lot of legs left for Gamerverse because they still have the Marvel games they can do. Rivals is super popular right now. So
we're gonna see at the very least an announcement that Rivals are coming at Comic-Con because that game is so big. Yeah, man, that game's huge. It's got to happen. It was one of those things. I forget what show they were on. Had to have been Wade's, where they said like, dude, there was no way for us to know. Like if Marvel doesn't tell us, like, there's no way for us to do the initiative and like start making these figures if they don't tell us to. So. Yeah. And I think Marvel didn't know just how big that game was going to be.
I don't think anybody did, bro. And it's the longevity of it in and of itself. Like I know that remember we talked about this, that they fired a lot of their staff unexpectedly. And I don't know yet what the ramifications of that have been. They're talking about doing new releases of figures every 2 months, but that game can go on forever, technically.
If they wanted to, yeah.
If they wanted to. But to go back to kind of close the loop on that point that I was trying to make, Gamerverse can live on for a while other sublines have kind of like disappeared. Like the Legendary Riders line has gone away. You and I talked yesterday, Rick, about the army building line that they were selling on Pulse for like $15. That subline has gone away. I didn't know this, but you just shared with me that the VHS line has gone away.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see the legs that Maximum has as they continue to roll out and continue to improve upon the molds, the design, the size, the articulation in these. This is a fucking subline. This isn't even main Marvel Legends. Gamerverse is a subline, but in it you have products that are better than what you're offering in your Maximum line, which is crazy.
Yeah. Like, you know what? Not even to cut you off, but just because it's a pertinent moment is that we got a super chat from Kwame Taylor that says, to be fair, thank you so much, Kwame Taylor, by the way. We are on the road to Comic-Con, so any super chat you guys give is going straight to the Comic-Con fund, brothers. Thank you so much. He says, to be fair, Maximum Hulk's offering for the price was fair. People would have liked it if it didn't say Maximum. That's the problem. That's the problem, brother. Is putting that Maximum label on it. That's the issue.
Yeah,
and
that's
it always has been.
If it was just another release of a Hulk and they touted the fact that he could do the Thunderclap and it was just a regular deluxe release or whatever, yeah, I think people would have digested that better. It would have been more palatable. But yeah, because they slapped that Maximum label on it and it wasn't pinless and this and that. It's just
almost none of it was new.
Yeah.
It was like 75% old.
Is it the label or them doing too much of their job as being marketing people, because I used to know the exact quote, but wasn't the quote something like, these will be the definitive versions of something when they talked about Spider-Man?
Yeah,
It was
Yeah, I
something
believe
that was
so.
part of it.
right?
That was definitely part of it.
And so I think that more so than the maximum title is what did it. Because again, at the end of the day, it's just another subline, but they put too much, they set expectations too high, and based upon, and then they did it to justify the new price point. And I think that as people started to pick apart the Spider-Man, I think people were like, well, shit, I have a Spider-Man in my collection that can do or similar to a lot of what you're charging me for some new shit. And
Right.
I'm not going to take us down a whole nother rabbit hole around Spider-Man. But when the Hulk came out, and like we had said on one of the previous podcasts, Hulk is going to be like the determining factor of how successful this maximum
Yeah, where the line goes for sure, because it was the first bigger figure, and we were expecting all of the bells and whistles for that. But to be clear, to date, none of us have ordered the Hulk, right? Well, I think Dave, you did, but you didn't get it yet.
Yeah, no,
You canceled it. You canceled
I
it.
had pre-ordered it, and then when I saw the first person, I don't know who the guy was. Sorry, I can't shout you out, but the first guy who did the review of Maximum Hulk, when I saw it in hand, I was like, nah.
I will say that the little like review, shout out to Kip Ash Customs, he's been talking about it a lot and being pretty fair with it, being fair, being harsh where where he should be, and really showing you the breakdown. He had took off the whole overlay on the chest, ripped it off and all of that, and showed you what it looked like underneath there and all of that. But that and the actual displays and pictures that I've seen with the Hulk, it still looks good. It's still, fun to pose it and put it in different displays and stuff like that. And I know the head sculpts are not what people really wanted or expected, I guess, but it's been looking really good in displays, I will say. But I just wasn't going to spend my bread on that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think anybody honestly believes that it's some fucking shit figure, but I think at that price, I just can't justify it. There's just not there. It doesn't. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it.
Yeah, I will get it, but I'll get it when it drops in price, because the fact that it hasn't sold out on Amazon is an indicator that they have a shit ton of them. I know that other people have canceled their pre-order. I've seen that come up in a lot of threads. So I'll get it on Prime Day or Black Friday, because Marvel Legends always go on sale on Amazon.
A little $49.99 Prime Day, why not?
I may go a little lower than that.
Oh,
if it goes down to like $39.98 or something like that for $40, I'll grab it.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't see the value there. And I did watch that same review where the guy cut the overlay off and did all of that. And you know what's funny? The one thing he said that stood out to me once he took it apart was like, he was like, damn, Hasbro, now that I'm looking at like the butterfly and everything else, y'all could have did this same thing and just sculpted it.
Yeah, with no rubber.
Figures do this. Other figures have this deep of a butterfly cut.
Right.
You know what has that deep of a butterfly cut? That Juggernaut. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it.
All right, so let's
Hold
talk
on.
prices.
We do have one more super chat that we got to read. Shout out to Shelf Presence again. Thank you everybody who's sending the super chats. It's straight going to the Comic-Con fund, baby. Every pineapple quencher me and Poncho and the boys have, this is going straight to it. He says, "Hey gents, happy Friday. Marvel cooked, sir. I'm happy to report they did cook.
They did. It was a very solid stream overall, despite any of our gripes with all of these things. It was one of their most solid streams.
Yeah, gripes aside, this was an exciting stream.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was exciting for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk prices. What we think for the
baby?
I would assume that all of the 2-packs are going to be the same price, right?
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, right?
Say your number.
I mean, the standard price for 2-packs has been $59, right?
How much was the Warpath and X-23 2-pack you just got?
Oh, that's a good question.
Let's see. $54.99.
It was 54. Okay. All right. So yeah, these are going to be 59.
These shirts are gonna be $70.
Say it again. It's like the Price is Right. Say it again.
They're gonna be $70.
God damn.
You think these 2-packs going to be $70?
On the high end, probably.
Nah. I can't see them. For Venom and Captain America, it's gonna be $70. I can't see it.
If you paid
this Tobey Maguire was $32, and it's a $20 figure.
God damn. So if these, knowing that Warpath and X-23 2-pack was $55, my expectation is that these are $55 too. That is my expectation. If they're more than that, I'm gonna be annoyed.
Yeah, I'm at 60. I'm at $59.99 each.
Yeah, I think 59.
And I agree with you, and that's why I'm prepared to be annoyed because I can see them increasing the price on these.
You know what? Yeah. And that will be the determining factor for what I consider a must-have and not. You know what I'm saying? So if it's crazy like that, then I'll just go for the 2 deluxe figures. So what we think with the deluxe releases?
I was gonna say that's the interesting part.
Yeah, that's where shit gets crazy because all of these are brand new sculpts, bigger figures, tariffs, shilling, shill tax. Nah, shit. I don't know. What did we say the other day? I think Schumagor is going to be the more expensive of the two.
Oh, for sure.
And I could see them wanting fuck, bro.
80.
It might be 64.
Nah, no way. Because they don't get to reuse the mold again.
Yeah, Juggernaut at the very least can be reused.
Yeah, Juggernaut can be reused. They taxing. Oh, I remember what we talked about. Dragon Man retail was $84.99.
It was $84.99?
$84.99 on Pulse. It was an exclusive.
Okay.
So Dragon Man.
You know what? Yeah, I think before I said I think it came to like $93 with tax, but I'm lying. I think it was $103 with the tax and shipping and everything for Dragon Man.
Yeah. So if
I gotta look this shit up, actually.
I don't know the hype on this guy yet, but if Dragon Man was $84.99, I think they're gonna say with full gusto, Schumagor is $99. $99.
Yeah. I'm at $74.99 for Juggernaut and $99 for Schumagor. That's what I'm at. I'm writing this shit down so I don't forget.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're gonna charge. Well, okay, hold on. Let's use again. Fuck you if you're calling this shilling or whatever, and us setting the market. We're just a bunch of fucking nerds talking about toys right now. But how much was that big ass Venom that just came out?
Oh, that shit is expensive, I think. Let me see.
Because let's look at the market, right? Like let's look at shit that they've released already and the price points that they've set.
Let's see.
And that Venom was also Gamerverse, so that's under the subline.
Yeah, I was just on it. I'm just literally pressing back over and over, so I was just on that shit. That thing on Big Bad Toy Store is $66.99.
What is? I missed that.
Big ass Venom.
Oh, 66.
Gigantor, $66.99.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was surprised that was. It was cheaper than I expected. Actually, that Venom.
Yeah, I'm standing firm. $74.99 Juggernaut, $99.99 on Schumagor. That's what I'm at. And I would not be surprised if Schumagor was $109.99.
So hold on. Let me go back again. The big ass Venom was how much? 60 what?
66.
On Big Bad Toy Store, it's $64.99. But
so
everybody in the chat is
saying $59.99.
I was about to say everybody in the chat is saying it's $59.99.
All right. So big ass Venom was $59.99. Maximum Hulk is also $59.99.
Yes. Maximum Spidey was $49.99.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go down a little bit, Rick. I'm gonna say that this Juggernaut is gonna be like $69.99, $70. Because I think that they can say that this is $70. Because again, it puts it in the ballpark of where that what we know it's not going to be. And this again goes back to the conversation about fucking up and undercutting themselves with their Maximum series. There is no way they can charge $59.99 for that Hulk and then turn around and charge $59.99 for this Juggernaut. Because it just doesn't make sense.
But a lot of the pricing that they've been doing don't make sense, so I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, you're right.
I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? It's a bigger figure. It's more plastic. It's brand new mold all across the board. Hulk had a lot of reuse. The accessories that they put in there, in my opinion, didn't substantiate the $60 price tag, but they did it. So I don't know. Actually, I want to be wrong, and I want to say that Juggernaut ends up being like 70, and then Schumagor, I think people will be pissed if he's $99.99. And so I can see Schumagor being like $84.99.
Okay, so
this is just guesstimating here, but I just don't see them selling this Juggernaut for the same price as Maximum Hulk. They can't.
Okay, Dragon Man was less than 100, 92.53 with tax and stuff for me.
Yeah, $84.99 retail for Dragon Man.
Another bigger figure that we forgot to mention, the Hulkbuster armor came to $72.92 with tax and shipping.
What was retail?
I guess it was $59.99. Let me double check that.
I believe it was 60.
Yeah, it had to be. Yeah, $59.99 for the Hulkbuster.
Yeah, and so, but even that, this shit is crazy. The Hulkbuster was $59.99, but then they charged $59.99 for Maximum Hulk. Bugging.
The patch Wolverine and Hulk 2-pack that was $59.99. Yeah, they're gonna go up on these 2-packs. You know what?
That shit was but that shit has been going down and down and down in price. That's a good reminder for me because I need to pick that up on Amazon. Because I was waiting for it to go on sale because I knew it would.
Yeah, I'm at 60 for the 2-packs, $74.99 for the Juggernaut, and $99.99 for the Schumagor.
The Hulk 2-pack with patch went back up. It's now back up to $50.23.
Oh my god!
I should have bought it because that shit dropped down at one point to like 30 something.
A lot of these 2-packs are really expensive, man. Like the secondary market, like the Punisher one is super expensive. A few of the Wolverine ones are pricey. Like it's crazy.
The Blob was $55.99.
Yeah,
man. I just don't see them. I honestly, and again, I'm talking about my pockets because I got to pay for this shit just like everybody else do. But I just don't foresee it being less than $65, $70 for this Juggernaut.
All right,
I don't see it either. I'm at 75 on it.
So the first date again is June 5th. Then the following day on June 6th. June 5th, we got Wolverine and Silver Samurai. June 6th, we have Psylocke and Thanos. A week later, June 12th, we have Captain America and Venom. And then a week after that, we have Gargantos, Schumagor on June 18th. And then June 26th will be Juggernaut. And then coming in July, War Machine and Omega Red. They didn't have a date for that. It says to be announced for that. But are these things ready to go, you think? Are these going to be pre-orders that are shipping that start shipping around Comic-Con?
I really hope so. Because I mean, you like anybody else knows, Bug, that whenever it's Comic-Con, all these companies they flood the market. They start hitting Target the same weekend. So it could.
And another indicator that these are ready to go is the fact that they're staggering the release dates. because when they hit us over the head with these new prices.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be all at once?
Correct.
Basically.
They were revealed all at once, and I've never seen them break a wave up like this before. So
I feel like I heard them mention this was their fall releases, though. So it could be after the summer, but I don't know.
Am I tripping? Didn't all the Wolverine shit get released at the same time?
I want to say yes. I have terrible memory. Brad, if you're there, I'm sure you remember.
Like all those Wolverine 2-packs?
Yeah, those they all came out at the same time.
Yeah, I don't believe those were broken up like that.
I mean, they were a little staggered, but yeah, it was within like the same.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the pre-order dates, because that's they release when they release, right? But I could have sworn all that Wolverine shit went up at the pre-order at the same time.
I'm pretty sure.
So them,
because that was an anniversary offering. So yeah, they all went up at the same time. I'm pretty sure.
So in my opinion, I think this is kind of an indicator, given that these are going to be more, that's why they're letting us know in advance when the pre-order dates are going to be, so that you have, because I think it's 2 weeks between Schumagor and Juggernaut. Is it a week or 2 weeks?
Just a week.
All right. I think they're just giving people's pockets a minute to breathe, so that when this shit hits your account, it's not all at the same time.
Yeah, I'm only buying the Wolverine 2-pack, Juggernaut, and Schumagor. Everything else I'm gonna hope I can catch on a disco, but I won't hold my breath, because this line I'm sure is gonna be insanely popular. So I wouldn't be shocked if these things are sellouts or anything like that. Yeah. And we have another super chat.
We know the deluxes are selling out for sure.
We have another super chat from Kwame Taylor. Thank you so much, Kwame Taylor, for straightening everything out. He says, I'm still laughing, and circling back to Boog's comment on the Mafex Psylocke 30 minutes later. Okay, she does have garbage feet, all right?
I saw people saying that, a lot of people were had their Mafex X-Men Marvel characters, period, geared up to be their kind of like Marvel versus Capcom stuff or whatever. And like, I don't see it.
Oh my god!
I just don't.
I don't think that Mafex has the look of Marvel versus Capcom.
No, it doesn't. They don't try to be. They don't try.
Yeah, I don't
think.
They weren't trying that.
Their shit is all Jim Lee, right? Like all their shit is Jim Lee inspired.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Pretty close.
Yeah. You know what's funny? As this was a perfect picture to have up as we talked about pricing, P. But it's also making me look at that Cable and Marrow stuck over to the side, making me realize how that would have been a much doper 2-pack.
Yeah,
War Machine and Omega Red.
I mean, it's cool. They were in a Build-A-Figure wave though, right?
Yeah, Zabu.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you right now, this Cable is going to be stupid money when all these 2-packs are out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I got one on ice, baby.
It's like $30-something right now. Now is the time to buy this thing.
Yeah.
Because this thing is going to be a nightmare. I could see this thing being a $60-$70 figure. Marrow too. Yeah, maybe Marrow.
Also.
That Cable though is probably the best Cable they've ever done. So I think that thing is going to be really expensive when these 2-packs hit.
I do love him, but yeah, I anticipated, because again, we knew, like, what am I saying? We knew from that leaked list that these were coming. So I made it a point to buy an extra Cable and to just sit on it. Yeah, I don't know. This is really cool. I'm excited for this. It is kind of sad not to have all of the Capcom people on the other side of this, but I'm also kind of happy because I don't want to set up another display.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like, to give my guy some air there is I mean, we know that June was caught off guard with what's going on over there at Storm. And I think any ideas he might have had, or maybe plans even, are kind of like up in the shit right now. Like, what do you what do you do when something like this happens and you didn't have any idea that it was going to?
Well, were they planning to do alpha? Or had he alluded to they were planning to do alpha style stuff?
I mean, how he goes. He smiles when he says it or whatever. So he's never stated it outright, but it seemed like that was next. And I wonder if that still is next. I wonder if you just say fuck that and go somewhere else. If there's time, I don't know anything. I'm not speaking for.
Yeah, you guys talked about the Storm stuff on a week that I wasn't here, I believe.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they were
But,
trashing me in the comments, even though I said I
yeah.
pre-ordered all of them. You guys don't even listen to me.
But the Storm figures look very good.
Oh, dude, visually incredible. And you
Yeah.
know, that's one thing that I've been saying from the jump is that I hope that those incredible head sculpts really push Jada to take their head sculpts to the next level.
To the
because
next level,
that's
yeah,
really the only spot that they're missing for me, because in every other category, they're fucking killing it.
Yeah.
Competition is always going to breed better product, and I hope that at least that's what we get from what's happening with Storm and Jada right now.
Here.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm excited, but you know, Street Fighter 6 has been a huge success for Capcom, so Jada could just pivot that way and let Storm have alpha for now, and then they could start releasing those. Also, they could do a hard pivot altogether.
I mean, they still got a little ways to go to finish up this game. So,
but like very minimal. Like I think
just a few.
We've seen prototypes of everything.
Yeah, of everything
to finish off the game.
But I'm gonna tell you what would be a strong ass rebound is to just pick up another property and do fucking Darkstalkers next.
I mean, the rumor was
Storm Arena's doing Darkstalkers.
Storm is doing Darkstalkers.
We've seen them. Yeah, we've seen Morrigan, and we've seen Lilith.
God damn.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, even if they planned for that, it might be out the window.
I hadn't seen that yet. That's crazy. Can somebody pull that up? I haven't seen
it. I'll get it.
The rumor that we talked about some time ago was that Jada might be getting Invincible stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're hearing. So maybe that's the big, like, look at what we're doing now situation.
Now that gets all me money.
Yeah.
Anything they release with that, I'm already picturing in my head my multi-cate or what duplicate and multi-paw displays now. That would be nice.
I sent them in our group chats. If you want to take a look at the Morrigan and the Lilith, we've seen them. We've seen them the day that they revealed Storm Arena's existence. Straight away.
Ooh, she thick.
Yeah, and it looks better than the $100 one that they made. It kind of slap in the face to anybody that bought that one.
Yeah, this is nice. Now the interesting thing with Storm, and in this again, time will tell, right? But I think the biggest determining factor is going to be frequency of how long it takes them to release everything.
Yeah, I think
that's what I've been saying from the jump.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have been saying that. It's just like, all right, yeah, you guys, put out something that looks very good and showed off some other things that look very good, but like, are you gonna have the frequency and the ability to complete this in the amount of time that Jada has with their offering? So
I mean to this day they've never finished a Street Fighter roster, a Mortal Kombat roster, anything, or even come close.
Nothing.
Can you share that Morrigan pick in here, Rick? Or can P share
Poncho
it?
would have to.
I'll do it.
P, we could move into
there it is.
We could move into the Bandai stuff actually too.
Yeah, after this we'll go to Bandai.
Yeah, that looks nice. But again, with Storm, like we just said, the big thing is going to be how long it'll fucking take for them to finish this team, what they prioritize. Unfortunately, the aesthetic of these figures, I don't think would match well with the Legend stuff as good as Jada's stuff does.
Yeah.
But this is how you'll have to have them.
Yeah, it is one of those situations where, like, it's really not meant as an offense to Legends or to Hasbro or anything like that. But when you see those like really nice head sculpts of Storm collectibles, and then you see like the Legends ones there, you're like, I don't know, man. This one looks incredible, and these ones look kind of. Oh, and we just got another super chat from our very own Bradley, sharper than Harper himself. Shout out to Brad. Love you so much, Brad. I'll see you at Comic-Con. We'll be there together, Brad. He says, road to Comic-Con. Have a good weekend, fellas, with the deuces up. What a guy, Brad. Thank you so much, Brad.
Good to hear from you, Brad. In the chat, it's not a super chat, but one thing that I don't want to forget that was shared by Flamingo Sauce.
Flamingo Sauce.
Crazy name. Any thoughts on the Legends tease that was the Green Arrow thing.
Yeah, what is that, huh?
Dwight used it as a toothpick. That was nice to see him picking at his teeth during the stream. I don't know. Boog, you said you thought it could be Ultimate Hawkeye. I'm sorry, Dark Hawkeye.
He walked away. He said Dark Hawkeye, but funny enough, I was going to say maybe this is the introduction of an Ultimates line, and we'll get an Ultimate Hawkeye.
I had said it looks like the well then yeah, but then that's when you shared that they don't do the VHS shit anymore. But it kind of looks like one of those missiles that was in the old school Scorpion that shot out of his tail, that had tips. But it to me it looks kind of big for an arrow. So I don't know. I don't know what this could be.
Very strange. Very, very strange. And then it's always funny because whenever we end up seeing what it's with, we're like, oh yeah, it should have been this.
Yeah.
Like we should have known it was this.
To this day, still the craziest thing that they teased, and then when I saw it was kind of like afterthought-ish, was the fucking golf club for the Tracksuit Mafia dude.
Yeah.
That was so
I think the Watcher is right.
What is it?
Shout out to the Watcher. I think he's right. In that leak list, we know that there's going to be another Crystar figure in it, and his name is Warbow.
Let's look him up.
I'm going to look this thing up right now. Crystar.
The fact that we're getting a Crystar figure is crazy, first of all.
Yeah, I was going to say, did that thing sell really well?
It did, actually.
Oh, I mean,
because it was one of those like cult classics, like a cult favorite, and I have it, and I haven't opened it yet, but it is a very, very, very great looking figure. And in hindsight, bro, that whole wave was actually a really good wave.
Dude, I think that's it. He's a green character. That missile, like arrow thing, it looks just like it. I just put it in our group chat that we have, so you can see, but I think that's it. Damn it!
Be the crazy.
Shout out to the Watcher.
Most unexpected release in a minute. He looks cool though. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, that's it.
Warbow. Yeah, that's funny.
Christopher Miller. He is married and he has a daughter who just went off to college, I think. Shout out to Dwight and his lovely family.
This is a character I had never heard of before, and this is a very, very deep cut. So thank you for sharing that, Watcher. I think you're actually the first person that I've seen say this is who this could be, but it tracks.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Is this guy someone who's on like Crystar's team, or is it a villain?
Yeah, people let us know. I don't know a damn thing about Crystar, so
he looks cool though. I would love, and I guess it allows them to reuse some of those translucent like crystal body parts from Crystar. So I guess it's kind of smart, huh?
Warbow is a captain of the Royal Guard of Crystallium. He was a skilled crossbowman who served in the Chaos War. Yeah. When his leaders, the two twin princes, Crystar and Moltar, found themselves fighting each other, Warbow sided with Crystar. There you go. So he's a friend of Crystar.
I am with it.
Why didn't they do his brother? That would have been nice to do his brother if that's like a big thing.
It's so funny though to just think about like what figures end up popping in like modern Legends, because did you anticipate that Power Princess, again thinking about that wave,
dude?
The way that she did on the secondary market,
she is unreal. She's like $80, I think.
Yeah, and
I think nobody expected the stock was going to dry up that fast on it.
Yeah. Same thing with the Zabu wave, and it's actually kind of crazy. Wait, did you guys talk about the Shayna the She-Devil render tease?
No, we didn't. Because we were off that week.
So
but yeah, we've seen her. We don't know what she's in. We don't know if she's in a wave or anything like that.
I'm assuming that will be one of the reveals at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
that tracks. And given Hasbro's new like release old Build-A-Figures in a deluxe wave, I can see them pairing her with Sauron, because he has not been re-released since his Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, Mr. I want to turn everybody into dinosaurs.
You could be curing cancer.
Yeah, one of like the greatest
Yeah.
comic book panels of all time. You could cure cancer. You could do anything.
I
don't want to cure cancer.
I don't want to cure cancer.
I want to turn everybody into dinosaurs.
Oh
man,
Spider-Man is the greatest, bro. But yeah, I guess that those two characters alone could be enough to carry like a 2-pack.
Yeah, could be a 2-pack situation.
All right, so this was good. That was cool. I didn't know anything about Warbow, but hopefully if this is who this shakes out to be, that would be really cool. I'm all about getting some obscure characters in Legends. I'm also all about finishing teams in Legends, so hopefully we'll see Farrell at Comic-Con. If not, I'm gonna start a very well-worded petition.
Yeah, come on, man, let's get it together.
She is long overdue, and they are fucking around.
Yeah, that too, Kwame Taylor. We have heard rumblings of a Savage Land box set, and you could do you could do a lot of females off of that Shauna body. Like you could do Rogue and
Storm.
You know who Storm off that body. You know.
Yeah. Who else is popular in the Savage Land in those outfits? Was Wolverine? Did he have a Savage Land look?
Maybe Jubilee.
I don't even remember, man. Some of that shit starts to run together.
I mean, it's been so fucking long. It's been forever since I seen anybody in those suits. But yeah, Rogue, Storm. Emma Frost, but you know it's not enough bust there. You know she's packing heat. So I don't know that I would use that for Emma Frost. But yeah, it looks like those would be the main females when I'm looking up on Google here.
Yeah. And I'm also just thinking about, and I know I brought them up the other day and you laughed at me when I said they could be in a maximum 3-pack. But
no way.
We need I know it won't be a maximum 3-pack, but it would be amazing.
A 3-pack itself, though, yeah.
If they had the Warriors 3 at Comic-Con. Actually, they could do like a whole nother Asgard wave, because you could do, even if you did the Warriors 3 single carded, that stretches it out. And then you could throw in the Executioner. You could re-release Hela because I think Hela's the last person who has not been released from that 5-pack.
No, the other girl as well. Satana.
Oh, but she was from the whatchamacallit 5-pack.
The Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, I have her. I actually had to circle back and get her because
no, the Book of Vishanti, but it comes with an Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, I used that Santana to make a fucking Batwoman custom.
Damn, that figure's so expensive. That is
yeah, I have another one. I had to circle back and buy her on the secondary market, but I got her in a pretty good deal. But that was back when Hasbro was going kind of like balls to the wall, and they were using the busty mold, and she was it wasn't scantily clad, but
she was showing chest.
Yeah, she had chest out. I'm debating if I need to go back and hunt down that X-Men 97 Goblin Queen, because I don't think we will get another one.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Which kind of sucks. But yeah, an Asgard wave would pop, because then we get Balder, the Warriors 3, a new Hela, Executioner. We can get non-Stringer Bell sword teleporter. What's his name?
What's his name? Heimdall.
Yes, Heimdall. Stringer Bell teleporter. But yeah, like that would pop. And we just got the new fucking Odin. So, and we could get like another Loki, God of Stories version, because that actually happened in the comics. Again, lots of ripe pickings for Comic-Con. I do realize it is almost midnight, so did you guys want to run through some of the stuff for Bandai? I was trying till Bug got back, but I know he also hates imports in denial, so you guys want to press on?
Pancho, are you ready for Bandy?
I'm sorry, what happened? I hate what?
Nothing. Nah, I was saying that we could move on to Bandai. I was trying to stall for you to get back, but and then I said you hate imports.
I don't.
I always love asking you what is the last good anime that you watched.
You know what? I've been now that I saw these the regular sized versions of the Daima figures, I was like, I should go back and watch this now.
Did your daughter watch it?
I don't think so.
Okay. What is she watching right now? Do you know what anime she's all about right now?
I'm not sure. I feel like she told me recently that she was checking out something. She was kind of eyeing these JoJo figures that was about to come out. I know she was watching that for a while. But yeah, I'm not sure.
I've tried watching JoJo a couple times, and I'm like,
that is definitely not a series that's for everybody.
It is
not.
It is not. And I said that shit. I was like, yo, I am not weird enough to get into this shit.
100%. 100%.
It just, I feel crazy just watching it.
Yeah,
like, this shit's weird.
I watched it over her shoulder when she was like watching all of the episodes, and I just kept saying, like, nah, this is nutty. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What else? So I think we covered all the Hasbro stuff. Yo, I want to shout out the Watcher again, yo. Warbow. If you end up being right on that, man, that is a good.
What's that?
I think you may have missed all of that. We talked about who that green arrow could be.
Okay, yeah. So we agree that it looks like an arrow, right?
It is, but thanks to the Watcher, we all got schooled on there's a secondary character in the Crystar comic. Remember that Crystar figure they gave us? And his name is Warbow.
Okay.
And apparently he has that green arrow and like a little crossbow that he uses. I think P stepped away for a second, but he did share the picture of what that dude looks like.
Yeah, and Warbow is in the leak list as well.
Is it spelled exactly how it sounds?
Yeah, I sent it to our chat book so you can take a look at it if you wanted to.
Okay.
Warbow.
It was up on screen forever.
Oh, there he is. But yeah, I after looking at the photos and the accessories and the fact that they reused that Crystar body, it makes a lot of sense. And if he was on the leak list, then makes even more sense.
Wow. Okay. All right. So Bandai had some really great things too. P, you want to take it away?
Yeah, let's speed run this. It's midnight.
It's only 9 here, brother.
Get them. PST, West Coast, Left Coast, the best time zone. I love it.
That's true. So I want to say like 2 weeks ago they showed off this silhouette. Obviously, it was Shallot. Who else could it be? Main character from Dragon Ball Legends. Super great game for mobile phones. And then they revealed it. Yeah, it's a Shallot for sure, as well as his evil twin brother Giblet.
Big Gibbles.
All right.
Insane names.
Shit, this nigga's name is not Giblet. That is hilarious. What is I know what a Shallot is. What is a Giblet?
A Giblet is like a
turkey.
It's like a mug, isn't it?
A what?
No, not gimlet.
Oh, that's a gimlet?
Giblet is like the part of a bird.
No. Giblet is like a turkey thing, right?
Yeah,
it's like the gobble of a bird.
Their food and their
the giblets is like the innards, right?
I thought those are
gizzards.
Giblets are are the edible internal organs of a bird.
See, I told you.
Dragon.
Okay.
These names be funny as shit.
But also, isn't a giblet like some type of medieval like mug?
That's a
goblet.
Gimlet. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
goblet.
Gimlet as well.
A gimlet is a drink made with vodka and lime juice.
What's a gimlet to a goblin? All right, can we move on?
This is gonna be part of the entire fucking podcast. This word association shit we're doing.
Gimlet is a vodka, lime, and sugar.
Okay, there we go. Yes. Okay,
this is fucking hilarious. All right, so goblet, and shallot.
Yep.
they are.
I
Them
know
boys.
nothing about either of these dudes, but I see them doing the fusion dance. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they fuse to create a new character. Get this. Shallot. It's Shallot? Shallot? I can't remember. Something extremely similar to Shallot. Shallot. It's insane.
This.
Imagine two
So again,
twins
this is
fusing
from
together.
a video game.
Yeah, it's from it's like
that's cool.
like a gotcha video game. Pull different characters and
So
stuff
does
like that.
one of them the different color hairs, like they can access God mode?
Yeah, they can access God key and in the game and stuff like that. Super cool.
Yeah, these are cool designs. So these guys are not canon though. Like they only
No, they're not canon to the anime. Akira Toriyama did design Shallot. I mean, apply that to any canon mental gymnastics you want to. But the design is based off of Saiyan armor that's from like 1,000 years ago or something like that. So he's like pulled from the past or something.
Okay,
so this is what Saiyan
a little medieval. Okay.
Yeah, so
yeah, he added some Game of Thrones lore to Dragon Ball Z. I fucks with it. That's kind of
House
cool.
Shallot, you know, and you can only get the you can only get that fused head, I think, when you get Giblet, right?
Probably. I don't know.
I believe so. I believe that's the case.
And I know you normally don't, but I actually fuck with these soft goods.
Yeah, this isn't so bad. This right here, this isn't so
bad. The hood, I like that.
Ass clean with the buckles, bro.
It's not bad. They're huge though, but
it's actually kind of cool.
As the kids would say, this photo is aura farming with him and the thing. That was a good photo.
He thinks he's in an edit.
Relax.
Yeah, that cloak is really cool. That's well done.
I love it.
The cloak is cool.
It's beautiful. Soft goods. I love it.
I feel like they hired somebody that knew how to pattern out a cloak because there was a figure right after it that came out with a cloak. Hold on, this motherfucker right here, like.
Oh, that's just that's Rohan Kishibe.
There he is. You know, we almost named Kai.
It's from a JoJo's.
Rohan.
You almost named Kai Rohan?
Yeah, we almost named Kai Rohan. But then
just use that for the second child.
Nah, I can't deal with the stigma of people like, how bad you want to name him Gohan, but you have to settle for Rohan. Like, I can't fucking do it anyway.
Look, what kind of curse do you put on the people that say Kai is named after the show?
Luckily no one has said that yet, but I have been anticipating it for sure.
All right, I'm not going to put it out.
You've been waiting.
I'm not even going to speak on that any further. Good.
Then they revealed. Then they posted this little teaser. And then they revealed it. Hold on.
Yeah, I actually stumbled across this today.
Oh, very nice.
My sweet baby boy.
There he is, baby.
The sweat marks, brother.
That's crazy.
This isn't the picture I saw. I saw him doing he had like 2 of the pieces of the destructive disc or some shit.
That's not this figure.
That head sculpt with having like the veins in his head. Oh my god.
Yeah, this looks
very clean.
Pretty good.
That is very phallic.
Yeah, everybody's hating this. Everybody's hating that effect. Man.
I didn't even think about it.
You know what's crazy? Like, I'm with you, David. Nutty. My mind never even went to that. And then about 6 people were in my DMs. Did you see the fucking cock and balls Kai blast that Krillin? I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's funny because Vegeta has the move Gallic Gun. So Krillin 100% made his own called Phallic Gun.
No, man, Phallic Gun.
Not like this.
I can't unsee it now. That's terrible.
My short king is finally redeemed. I'm so excited for this thing.
Phallic Gun.
Yeah, this looks very, very clean.
Yeah, this looks amazing.
Yeah, this is great.
Best Krillin head sculpts we've seen so far.
No question.
I saw people saying they hope they release this Gohan.
All right, quick, get off this
please,
shit before I start collecting Dragon Ball Z again.
Do it, coward, do it.
No, I can't. I can't go back. It's like a drug, bro. Can't go
But
back.
once we saw this, you did make the prediction for the next release, right?
Yeah, so based off of this image alone, I was
Yep.
like, oh, it's Guru. The next figure is Guru, 100%. And then just like that, here he was. This statue with an articulated set of arms and exchangeable heads, I guess.
And I think the head is on a ball joint.
The head
like,
must be on
that's
a
gonna
ball
be
joint.
limited.
Yeah,
as
it is.
shit.
It is for sure.
That's
Extra
a really expressive, nice head sculpt. Though.
Yeah, extra credit if they made this shit a piggy bank.
I know.
No, but you know what? It does have lights and sounds.
It's true. There is a little light in his hand, which I think is pretty cool. And then he says like quotes from the show and whatever.
Really?
Yeah, but all the quotes will be in Japanese, just like the Parunga that came out.
Hell yeah, perfect.
How much is this shit?
It's
we know the price.
$310.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the $10?
I don't know. A tip?
300. They are not playing around. Bandai's like, I know you got it, you broke bitches.
Are you a real Dragon Ball Z collector or what?
Absolutely.
Damn.
310 is crazy though. Like, you know, I've always been sight unseen with this line. But like this is I get it, man. I get it. If this is where you tap out, like I get it, dude.
At
Here's the
these
question,
prices,
though.
nobody's judging.
Don't fuck around when it comes to these. Is this like instant buy for you?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no question I'll buy this. I agree with $310? Absolutely not. No, should not be $310 on any day of the week.
I mean, if it was more articulated and you could stand him up and sit him down and
yeah, I mean, if he was like a
things,
fully
then,
articulated
that
figure,
that could do something.
yeah, like if he was fully articulated, then maybe. But like, if you want to compare and contrast, like the Ozaru Vegeta was like only $175 or something like that, and that was fully articulated. And then the Parunga that came out was also crazy expensive. I think we looked up the price on that before, Rick, but that that's the most expensive SHF to date. I think that was like $3 something too.
Yeah, I still don't have that. Yep.
So wait, I don't even think he ever stood up on the show though.
No, he never stands. You never see this man with straight legs ever. So that's it. Even when they summon him to Earth,
he doesn't move. We don't
so wait, does he come? Nah, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, even when they wish him back to Earth, like he's sitting down. So he doesn't have his chair.
Oh, wait, is the chair like a Professor X type of thing, or
no, he's just fat and old.
Okay.
He's just old.
It's a Namekian lazy boy, bro. Does he come with Dende?
I don't think so. No. So Dende came packed in with Parunga.
I thought so.
Oh,
okay.
Shit. So it's just his big ass.
It's just his fat ass.
And he doesn't even like some Dragon Balls.
He comes with one Dragon Ball, the one that he that's on top of his chair in the show. So the 1-star Dragon Ball is what he comes with.
How deep is your love?
Bandai
said, goodness gracious.
Yeah, not deep with me. This is crazy.
I was gonna say, like, today, either today or yesterday, I passed on my first figure in this line, and it was the reissue of the Broly, the 40th anniversary reissue of Broly, because I'd missed the reissue of Cooler, and then I was like, do I really want to buy this Broly? Because I have the original one, and then I have then I have like 2 or 3 on ice of the original one too. And and I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, do I really want this? Like, I really don't. I don't want to be obligated to buy this. So, and especially since I missed the Cooler, like, I don't want to have to be forced to go and backtrack a 40th anniversary Cooler. And it's the exact same figure, except it comes with a new stand. So I'm cool. But yeah, this being $310.
What
if it plays sounds, yeah, for $10 more, if it has sounds and lights, it should play I Can't Put Down the Cup by Dave Blunt's.
Jesus.
That's who he looks like. Like just sitting in a chair.
Dude, this looks like Dave Blunt. This looks like Dave Blunt.
Yo, I cannot see it.
Oh my god.
This is $310 is crazy, but I know you are also a diehard fan for this line, so I know this will be at your house next to Purunga.
Oh yeah, I mean like
but I have equal money myself, so
yeah, this is not even
the Power
a
Up
question.
Hand is cool though.
The Power Up Hand is super cool. I really thought that it would come with like another Gohan head to match like the moment when his potential was unlocked and stuff like that, similar to this Krillin. But I guess not. But who knows? But that's it. That came out. They showed off Nail,
where he's powering up Gohan.
Yeah, exactly. Nail closes tonight.
I was just about to ask.
Ends tonight. This ends tonight.
I was just about to say they could have packed him in with Nail, but I forgot that you guys had shown Nail already on a couple of podcasts.
Did you order this, Poncho?
Yeah. I bought it yesterday, and that's when I came. That's when I came to the decision about the Broly. Hold on one second.
So that time, the third party joint, or they got a new Broly coming out?
No, they don't. Hold on one second. Let me stop screen sharing real quick, and then oh dang it, sorry, wrong one. Sorry, hold on. Let me. Every time I screen share, the same thing happened to Fabio too, but like it like really slows my stream down, so it's like super laggy.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say you would really lag behind when me or David would say things. Like you would. That's why it would seem like you guys were interrupting each other, but you weren't. It was just the lag.
Yeah, hopefully this will fix it real quick. All right. So what were you saying about bootleg Broly's? What?
When you mentioned that when you saw the Nail, you went back and got the Broly. I was asking, are you talking about the Wolf Broly, that third party joint, or did Bandai release another one?
No. So I was saying that when I got Nail, that's when I came to the decision not to buy the 40th anniversary reissue of Broly. So Bandai is reissuing the Z Broly, but the only to separate it from its original release, it comes with a new stand that says like 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball on it. And then I ultimately passed on that because I just have too many of that figure. So I'm cool.
Did you get the Wolf, the third party joint?
Yeah, I got those for sure.
Fenrir,
that's the name, yeah.
Yeah, I got them. They're good. I don't really see why people are obsessed with those figures. Like they're nice, they're really cool, but like there's just something about those figures where it just looks like it doesn't look like Dragon Ball. Something about it, like it's too symmetrical. I don't know how to explain it. Like the way his body is sculpted is just like so, I don't know. It's like too calculated and angular and I don't know. It's like it's like describing something that has soul and something that doesn't have a soul. I guess.
Dude, you won't believe this, Poncho. While we're on Bandai, that image of Krillin with the dick and balls went viral on Twitter.
No, it did.
Oh no.
Yes. Yeah, it's like at 50-something thousand likes with somebody just going pause.
Crazy.
Oh my god.
Phallic gun, baby.
Phallic
gun is crazy.
I was going to ask, so you guys broke this down on another podcast, and I was actually kind of captivated by this. Again, I'm not a Bandai collector, but I guess I didn't realize that the way that they were doing some of these releases were like by saga. So it looks like they're in like the Namek saga right now. So like with the release of Dave Blunt's Namek, what is next? Like, what are you collectors looking forward to, or what is the direction you think they're going next?
Well, I mean, they're already so they do multiple sagas at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So like they were doing Namek. I think Namek at this point is an evergreen saga. I mean, like we've said it a million times before, like Namek is the most popular saga across the entire franchise. So like if there's any arc of the show that's evergreen, it's going to be Namek. So I think that they're going to keep on doing Namek stuff every once in a while until they just run out of characters. But now they're just doing like Android and then eventually Cell Arc stuff. And then they'll probably just go in order from there, and then whatever new series or movie is like currently current with the franchise, they'll squeeze that in there too. So that's why there's so much Daima, and then stuff like that. But there's a lot of like Namek, Cell and Android Arc stuff coming out. Like the new base Goku that's coming out is right out of the Cell Arc, so. It's gonna go in order.
Yeah. Have they done? And sorry, these are gonna be hella newbie. Have they done Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo?
Yeah, they did that one.
Okay. Have they done? I'm just thinking of characters that I like. Have they done my girl who hangs out with Broly?
No, Chile, no.
No, they teased her, but they didn't.
Or anything like that.
Yeah, they teased her, but then I guess it wasn't popular enough. They didn't release her.
Oh shit! I thought she was super popular. Did they do a lot of people from the Tournament of Power? I know that we got what was the main dude's name?
Jiren.
The red and black units. Jiren. I know we got him, but did we get, because they introduced a shit ton of characters in that saga? Did they do a lot of people from Super?
No, just him.
No, Super is on pause because of the license rights.
Yeah, but they can still make figures from Super.
Cool.
Have they?
Yeah,
since that licensing problem, I don't think they have.
I mean, if you want to get technical, like anytime that they include like a god form, that's from Super. So they've done Vegeta in a god form. They've reissued Goku in a god form since then.
But you could say that those are from the movies.
I mean, you could technically say that for sure. I don't know. I don't think that the license for Dragon Ball Super is on hold.
We've never been told that that's the case, but it's pretty strange that they've not done anything from Super, and ever since that thing, like explicitly done anything from Super since.
So is there a character P that they have not done yet that is a, like, your life in collecting this line is complete when they release ...
It probably Janemba from movie 12.
Mr. Popo.
Yeah. Which version though? Fat version or the sleek, slender killer version?
The latter for sure. I'd like a fat Janemba, but
yeah,
I'm not fiending for one.
No, man, it has to be Mr. Popo. Get out of here.
I'm cool with my Sophobi Popo. I'm tight.
Oh my god, this isn't fair.
I don't like Popo more than Janemba.
Wow, one of them shows up a lot and the other one shows up fucking once, Boncho.
Yeah, well, he's memorable.
Janemba was pretty dope though. Like, he was doing some moves that were pretty spectacular. I still think about all the time when he did the like Matrix style shit where he like disappeared and came back. That was pretty intense.
You guys are making me sick right now. You guys don't love Mr. Popo when it shows. Where's Kevin? Get Kevin on here. He likes Mr. Popo.
I can see why they have not made a Mr. Popo.
Absolutely.
So I get it. I
mean, but also honestly, they wouldn't give a shit. To be quite honest, they wouldn't care.
A couple things from Bandai before we head on out of here. They teased that to no one's surprise, because they literally said it, Jujutsu Kaisen is coming back, baby, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot about it at Anime Expo. Maybe we'll get like the reveals beforehand, like they've been doing lately, and then they'll be first shown at Anime Expo, which is coming up in the 4th of July weekend. So yeah, Toji will be there hopefully, and everybody can stop destroying their comments over it. Yeah, glad that Jujutsu Kaisen is finally coming back, because everybody has paused their creation of figures for Jujutsu Kaisen since when Bandai did. Figma stopped doing it. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, but I'm glad that it's coming back.
Did you guys fuck with Jujutsu Kaisen? Did you guys like
Hell
it?
yeah, Poncho.
Hell no.
Poncho did not.
Wait, did you say hell no?
I mean, hell no is harsh. I watched it and it didn't click with me. So
yeah, why don't you tell them what happened when you watched it, Poncho?
Michael Wisman and I clowned on this thing for 4 straight fucking hours.
Yeah, they were just riffing back and forth the whole time.
That was such a good fucking show, yo. Like I couldn't get enough of that one. That was really good. That bathroom fight still lives in my brain rent free. That was pretty intense. Is anybody making figures for the name was on the tip of my tongue. You know, the anime that I like that you guys don't. Solo Leveling? Yeah.
No. It's because those designs aren't very toyetic, you know. That Jinwoo, like, his design is like really simple, you know. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody does it. I wouldn't be surprised, but as of right now, we don't hear anything on
Does
that.
Figma still make shit?
Absolutely. They're still out there doing their thug dizzle.
Yeah, I can see Figma doing a good job. They do a good job with toyetic figures.
The only problem with Figma is that they hate men. They'll release all the females from a show, and then they won't release the fucking male character. So that really sucks. I hate that they do that shit. But you never know. If anybody was going to do it, it would be Figma.
Yeah, I can see that aesthetic lending itself to that. Yeah, that was a good show. Solo Leveling was good. Yeah. So are you guys looking forward to anything from Bandai? I know that they show up at different shows and shit, and they have like a lot of international shows. Will they have a big presence at Comic-Con? And
hell yeah. You know, you got to get yourself out to Comic-Con one of these days, brother, because what they do is take over the entire fucking San Diego Pier. And they have this big like display every year out in the boiling sun with like inflatables, and like you could take a picture like doing the Kamehameha or being on the fucking cloud and all that shit. Like they have a huge presence. I don't think anybody at Comic-Con right now, tell me if I'm wrong, Poncho, has as big of a presence as Bandai has.
Absolutely not.
At Comic-Con. I don't think anybody does. They have the biggest presence by far. And it gets like bigger and bigger with every year almost. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're definitely up there.
That's pretty awesome.
All right, yeah, it's great.
Last Comic-Con question. Given that the dates got pushed back for Doomsday and whatever the other Avengers movie is, are we anticipating that Marvel and Disney will have something cool at Hall H?
Nope, they pulled out of Hall H. I'm assuming because of the delays, they pulled out. No Hall H this year. Even they had a huge Hall H presence last year. Ryan and fucking Hugh Jackman were there for the premiere of Deadpool. It was like a big thing. Yeah. I thought that they'd do the same thing for First Steps. I guess not, because they're not there. They announced yesterday or today that they're pulling out of Hall H and that they won't have a presence this year.
That sucks.
Yeah, the con is always much more like exciting when they have a big presence at Hall H.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I'm trying to squeeze shit in before we log out. Did you all see that they canceled the Black Panther game?
Yeah, that fucking bites, man. That sucks. And I mean, because the company went under, you know, there's literally nothing you can do when the company goes under like that. Fucking sucks, man.
It's crazy because I wonder how far along they were in the process, because we saw like in-game footage.
Yeah, we saw like
that's not the same game.
Wait, I thought there was only one game. I thought there was the one Black Panther game with Captain America.
No, so that's a Captain America game that just happens to have Black Panther in it, and that game is still in development. The Black Panther game that got canceled, there nothing was shown for it, just the logo. So the one that we saw that looks really cool, I mean, that's still good.
So wait, that's a Captain America game?
I don't know if it's a Captain. I think it's a Captain America game, or it's like or it's just like a general Marvel game. It's been a while since I've
I could have sworn that was the Black Panther game.
No.
But that's good to know. Then that's a relief. Then.
Yeah, that's true.
Good shit. See,
yeah. So while it sucks, but like you know, for us, it's nothing. Nothing was lost because we never saw anything. And the stuff we did see that looked really great is still happening.
From another game. Okay, well, that's good to hear. Then
there was one thing that I saw people ask early on in the show about our thoughts on it, Poncho, and we have to say it before we go because of who we are as human beings. This King of the Hill is looking incredible.
Yeah, this looks insane.
Dude, it's looking so good. My heart flutters. It was incredible. It looks fantastic. I can't wait. August 5th is the release date. I will be there no matter what.
I'll be there in my home.
I will be there. I will become Hulu.
Yeah. I'm curious to hear the story of who this black dude is that moved into Hank's house.
Everybody thinks it's Budasak.
I also thought it was Budasak as well. I heard a great theory that if the synopsis of Hank selling propane in Saudi Arabia is true, he may have done a house exchange with somebody there, and that's the guy who he did the house exchange with.
That would be amazing. Could be.
That's pretty crazy. Because that would make more sense because Dale like walks away from the guy, and then the guy's kind of just standing there by himself,
just chilling.
Yeah,
just chilling. So that could add a new layer of whatever. Of like, yeah, okay, I can see that.
And then Bill was crying his fucking eyes out that Hank wasn't there. It's great.
Yeah, it was a well done little teaser because they crammed in, like you said, Rick. They crammed in a shit ton of stuff. In that like opening looking montage, that was really cool.
And then it says a lot for what they didn't show too, because we didn't see Luann, Lucky, or Baby Gracie, which I assume they wrote them off into the sunset, and I hope that's what they did.
Yeah, if I never have to see Lucky again, I'll be doing
you know what?
jumping jacks in my living room.
I hated Lucky in the beginning, but he ended up being such a good guy. So it was okay in the end. But you know what? Like if they say like, oh man, Lucky slipped and fell in the pee-pee at Target and got $1 million and they moved to fucking wherever, I'd be like, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, but I would want Luann to come back. I really like that character.
Yeah, it's just that she died. So
wait, Luann died?
Brittany Murphy.
The voice actress Brittany Murphy, she died.
Brittany Murphy died. Okay,
yeah. So I don't imagine. I honestly never thought that she would come back.
If they can recast Dale, I think that they can recast Luann, to be quite honest.
But but Dale was recast with Toby Huss, who voiced Khan in the past.
That's true.
So it's like a legacy recasting.
I could see.
I don't know what you do with Luann.
I mean, they could just pull any other female voice actress from the show. Maybe.
I guess they could.
I could see them recasting, and with the time jump or time skip, whatever, her voice sounding different could have some explanation behind it.
I like the theory that GH is going to be like their new Luann.
Yeah, I like that theory too.
I like that better than bringing back Luann, especially because Luann bought her house. She had her kid.
There's closure to that.
Yeah, there is closure to Luann. But with JH, there was no closure. So we'll see. I can't wait. I forget who the hell asked us to talk about it, but thank you so much because I love King of the Hill.
Yeah, I like it too. Dare I say love it?
Love it. All right, let's get the hell out of here. We stretched this thing long enough. Poncho's fallen asleep. Boog is left. Let's get out of here.
Left. No goodbye.
Yeah, he just
keep it crispy.
He just left.
No nothing.
I like to imagine his wife was just like, if you don't get the fuck off that computer, he was like, all right, and just. That's what I like. That's my head canon.
She didn't say anything. She just straight up unplugged the modem and was like,
she just looked at him. Come on, man, get out of here. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We had a great time talking prices, reveals, Mr. Popo, King of the Hill, and thank you for all those super chats. Incredibly generous. They're all going to the San Diego Comic-Con Fund. We are going to be covering as much of it as possible. We got our man in the streets back. We got Poncho. It's going to be a great time. I can't wait. It's going to be hot. We're probably going to lose 10 pounds apiece.
Well, then I don't need a jacket.
It'll be worth it. Oh, man.
Hey, Rick, you got one more super chat.
We do? Oh, my God. I'm sorry if I missed it.
It just came in. It just came in.
It just came in.
Just came in at the close.
Okay, let me refresh my page. It's not showing up for me because it's like staggering all of the chat. So I'm refreshing. Sorry that this is taking so long. I thought that it would be
W's Dawn of Pops hit us with $20. He said, just checking them SDCC parking fees earlier, hoping for one day. Them prices are crazy though. Hoping to come for one day. Those prices are crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Donna Pops, the best thing to do is just to park like 5 miles away and take an Uber, brother. Yeah. An Uber is gonna cost you like $10, like if that. And yeah, just take that fucking Uber, man. You do not want to be paying the parking prices that are out there at Comic-Con. Not worth it.
That's crazy.
Damn, people don't like Lucky? That's crazy. Flamingo Sauce is saying Lucky was the bane of my existence.
I see it.
Dude, you know what? I didn't like him at first, but he really warmed up to me. He was such a nice guy in that show. He tried to help Bobby, and then with his religion, he loved baklava. You know,
baklava.
Finding out about his rich, normal white family, that was great.
Hilarious.
That was awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for the show. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. All the super chats. Donna Pop's right there at the end. I really do hope you go with Uber instead, because I would hate to hear that you had to spend so much on parking. It is not worth it, brother. Yeah, thank you guys so much. We will hopefully be back next week. I think we're gonna have Paul Harding on pretty soon. I do not know when. That's TBD, but it will happen. It's been 4 years. We gotta have the goat back on. But yeah, thank you so much. Follow us. Follow Boog at Boog Nice or Boog A.C.B.A. And our Articulate Comic Book Art. Follow me at RickDom2345 on Instagram, or I'm on here too. Poncho, what about you?
Follow me if you want or don't. It really doesn't matter.
No, don't listen to him. You have to. If you don't, he's gonna be pissed. David, what the science? Tell him. What about you?
Just send me a DM. You can join my OnlyFans. I sit around and just open up figures with my feet.
No,
that's what I'm talking about. I have
a dedicated follower. He's a really good guy.
Yeah, big contributor. Thank you guys so much. Again, we'll be back hopefully next week. We'll always have a timer ahead of time, so you guys don't have to play the guessing game on if we're around or if we're not. Thank you so much for supporting. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there. Give us a video reply. And until next time, peace.
Goodbye.
Times. You know what?
What a show.
Forgot to talk about the G.I. Joe release of
Bushido, right?
Oh yeah, that does look cool.
Yeah, that other one looks awful, but this one looks
good. Yeah. It's funny because we talked about that the timing of that release was just really weird.